Chapter 298. Big Brother, What is the Free Battlegrounds? Bai Yan Shan, who was participating for the first time, frowned and asked Bai Fengyi, who was beside her. The free battlegrounds are not restricted by a name, and can be challenged as one wishes. This is a mode that is targeted at individuals, and anyone can activate it, but once it is activated, the consequences will be extremely severe. Extremely severe? Yes, because once the free battlegrounds is activated, all the participants of the Mountain River list can challenge the participant who activated the battlegrounds without any restrictions, and he must accept the challenge unconditionally. No one will have to wait for him to rest for 2 rounds before challenging him. If you go up and be defeated by him, I can immediately go up and fight with him again. Then when will that be the end? Until he is defeated, or until no one dares to challenge him, that will be the end. No one dares to challenge him? Doesn't that mean first in the Mountain River list? Bai Fengyi laughed bitterly. This is the fastest method to obtain a ranking, but the price is extremely high, and no one dares to use it. In truth, I was lucky to obtain first place in the previous competition. Valkyrie and Wanzhong Tian both lost to me by half a move, but after so many years, I do not know how strong the 2 of them are, but looking at Valkyrie's chi and concept, I am afraid that out of the 3 of us, she has improved the most. For her to dare to activate the free battlegrounds, she is definitely not fooling around. Is that so? Bai Yan Shan's eyes revealed a trace of passion. Yan Shan has heard of Valkyrie's name for a long time. At that time when Lin Tian attracted the Immortal Sword sect to challenge him, he had even told me about her. Now that Valkyrie has activated the free battlegrounds, it is time for me to spar with her. You are not her opponent, don't go. Yan Shan is only sparring, I do not have to win. Bai Yan Shan said seriously. She chased after the path of a strong cultivator, but she did not chase for complete victory, and she could afford to lose. You idiot. Bai Fengyi shook his head and laughed bitterly. Don't you know? The free battlegrounds does not allow anyone to sign a contract, because it only recognizes one type of contract, and that is the contract to fight to the death, which also means in the free battlegrounds you can kill. Bai Yan Shan became quiet, but after a moment her small face was filled with determination. Big brother, even if it is like that, I still want to try. If I cannot spar with a strong cultivator, I would rather die. Bai Fengyi was stunned. He did not speak for a long time. Bai Fengyi had left the Bai family when Bai Yan Shan was very young, and towards her brother, Bai Yan Shan did not have much of an impression. When she found out that the previous Mountain River list's first place was called Bai Fengyi, she did not believe it, but after meeting him today, she was convinced. I really didn't expect the Valkyrie to be so tyrannical. She has opened the free battlefield. Is my plan going to be disrupted? Lin Tianyin, who was sitting at the side, looked at the beautiful lady in the middle, and a strange luster flashed past his eyes. However, it didn't matter. If anyone who signed the agreement was eliminated before him, it would still count as his win, and they would owe him a favor. Lin Tianyin thought to himself, he would not find trouble with the Valkyrie. If he were to be defeated by her, it would be a huge loss. The absolute domain appeared once again in the center. However, this time around, the barrier around the absolute domain was no longer dark yellow. Instead, it had turned into a grayish-white color. Moreover, the scope of the absolute domain extended outwards, appearing even more spacious. The 4 notaries stood up at the same time and stared at the absolute domain with solemn and serious eyes. It seemed that the Valkyrie's actions had piqued their interest. Whoosh! Valkyrie Xiao Chua lightly tiptoed, and like a feather, she floated into the absolute domain. Su Yun took a deep breath, then leapt in and stood in front of her. Cultivator Wu Yun, please use your full strength and fight to your heart's content. Regardless of victory or defeat, Xiao Chua does not wish to have any regrets. I believe that Cultivator Wu Yun feels the same way. Su Yun nodded his head, his pale white face becoming gloomy. Valkyrie calmed herself down, Her pair of bright and charming eyes stared at Su Yun. She activated her profound spirit force, and the green ring on her finger immediately transformed into a slender and graceful sword. Su Yun held onto the death sword, his other hand holding onto the sword hilt, as though he was accumulating power. Everyone's breathing became labored, all of their eyes staring at the two of them. At that moment, no one spoke, no one dared to even breathe loudly. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Suddenly, a series of urgent sword hums came out. Valkyrie was like a statue, not moving at all, but the green sword started to tremble, and as time passed, the trembling became more and more intense. A thin layer of spirit chi congealed on the surface of the sword, and like spirits, they stuck onto the sword body. Free battlefield, challenger, participant Xiao Chua being challenged. All participants, I hereby announce, the competition officially begins. As soon as the voice fell, the green sword suddenly flickered. So, a crescent sword chi directly shot out from the sword, straight towards Su Yun. Su Yun retreated a few steps, and was about to unleash the death sword. But just as the sword chi was about to reach Su Yun, it suddenly exploded, transforming into 1,000 fine sword chi that slashed out. It was so dense that there was no place to dodge. Su Yun's expression tensed up, but it was already impossible to dodge. He immediately activated the monarch occult force, and changed the attribute of the profound spirit chi in his body to true divine spirit chi, causing the strength and toughness of his body to increase exponentially. Chi 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 chi. The sound of flesh being sliced came out. But Su Yun did not retreat at all, and took it head-on. So powerful! Someone by the side shouted out. Valkyrie's attack is not as simple as releasing swift wind spirit chi. In her swift wind spirit chi, there is at least some Scarlet Star Spirit Chi mixed in, with the Scarlet Star Spirit Chi as an explosive device. When it nears the target, the Spirit Chi will scatter, causing the opponent to have nowhere to hide. If it was anyone else, they would not be able to do it. As expected of Valkyrie, her first move is already so exquisite. The praises continued, and Valkyrie's attacks did not stop. Naturally, she would not rely on this move to defeat Su Yun. Just as the sword chi was about to slash Su Yun, Valkyrie disappeared. Su Yun suddenly turned his head, only to see that the Valkyrie had appeared behind him unknowingly. So fast. South. A ray of green lightning struck, but it was no longer a sword, but a light and bright dagger. A dagger was much more crafty than a sword, and at such a close distance, it was impossible to defend against. Valkyrie's previous attack was just to divert his attention, but the current move was her true killing move. But if they were closer, it would be more advantageous for Su Yun. His movements were not slow, he lightly dodged, and the dagger pierced through his armpit. Valkyrie's beautiful brows twitched. She was about to raise the dagger. If this move was successful, it would be enough to cut Su Yun's arm, but in the next second, a large amount of spirit chi shot out from Su Yun's body, like ropes that pierced through Valkyrie's body. In that moment, Valkyrie felt her entire body turn cold, as though she had fallen into an ice cellar. It was that move again. Valkyrie's face changed. She immediately waved the dagger and activated it, causing it to scatter, transforming into rays of light auras that stuck onto Valkyrie's body, and in that moment, the death sword flew out, following the trajectory of the spirit chi and striking towards Valkyrie. Bang 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 bang. A series of intense sounds came out, and Valkyrie's entire body flew out, directly crashing onto the barrier beside the domain, and when she landed, she was gasping for breath. Seeing that, the surrounding immediately erupted into an uproar. Oh my God, what sword technique is that? I can't even see his shadow. How did Valkyrie get forced back? Surprised voices sounded out. The death sword that was circling around Su Yun suddenly flew in front of him, and the sword blade landed straight on the ground. Su Yun's eyes congealed, staring at Valkyrie. He extended his right hand out and grabbed onto the sword hilt. Unsheathing the sword. Clang! The death sword was unsheathed, and in that moment, the 100 swords inside the sword sheath all flew out, and like scattered flowers, they landed in front of Su Yun. Valkyrie's eyes tensed up, her expression congealing. The 100 swords soared into the sky, all of them resonating, releasing buzzing sounds that shook the heaven and earth. So, finally, the 100 swords moved and all rushed over at once. The magnificent scene of 100 divine swords flying over to kill, how spectacular would that be? The Valkyrie waved her arm, and the armor on her body turned into a huge round shield that tightly wrapped around her body. Ding ding dang dang, the swords ferociously fell onto the shield like raindrops, every strike causing the shield to tremble incessantly. Valkyrie, who was behind the shield, was curled up like a kitten. She clenched her teeth tightly and activated her profound spirit chi, supporting the shield and welcoming Su Yun's torrential rain. After persisting for less than the time it took to drink a cup of tea, the rain of swords finally stopped. Valkyrie was already gasping for breath, but she firmly believed that Wu Yun was not any better. Defending against the 100 swords had exhausted a lot of her profound spirit chi, but Su Yun, who was controlling the 100 swords, had definitely exhausted even more of his profound spirit chi. Now that the rain of swords had stopped, it meant that he was not able to use his profound spirit chi. This is definitely the best chance to counterattack, Valkyrie thought, then took a deep breath. She suddenly removed the big shield and rushed towards Su Yun, the big shield transforming into an incomparably gigantic two-handed hammer. Although Valkyrie was born as a beautiful flower, she was graceful and weak, but at that moment she was truly the Valkyrie on the battlefield. Her aura was extremely imposing. She was right, Su Yun was truly not able to use his profound spirit chi. He never thought that Valkyrie's ever-changing treasure would have such a strong defense, to the point that the 100 swords were unable to break it. Facing Valkyrie's decisive attack, Su Yun was surprised. He never thought that her awareness would be so good. But he did not mind. The death sword in his hand tightened. He slashed horizontally, and was about to unleash the evil sword execution. The essence of the evil sword technique was to be able to adapt to the situation, and the sword technique was extremely strange. There was no fixed pattern, only the sword user could use it as they pleased. Facing such a sudden situation, the great evil sword technique was the best way to win. South. The death sword slashed horizontally, the sword tip leaking out a strange chi. The sword would definitely be able to determine the outcome of the battle. Valkyrie was startled, her heart turning cold, her eyes opened wide. What exactly is on the sword? But, just as the chi was about to leak out, Su Yun suddenly stopped. Damn it, I almost forgot, this is the Mountain River list, not the evil realm. Once I use the great evil sword technique, won't I have to lie down and leave? Su Yun's back perspired in cold sweat. He immediately retracted his sword and retracted all of his profound spirit chi. Valkyrie, who was rushing over, was unobstructed. The big hammer also flew over. Chapter 299. Bang! The sledgehammer fiercely smashed onto Su Yun's chest, causing him to fly out and crash heavily onto the ground. He coughed a few times, but crawled back up. I'm fine? The spectators outside the domain all opened their eyes wide. Young master! Qing who was outside the domain, could not take it anymore. She immediately rushed out, wanting to enter the domain, but was obstructed by the domain barrier. She leaned on the barrier and shouted anxiously. Qing don't worry, I'm fine. Su Yun fiercely gasped for breath, and then staggered as he stood up. Thank you. He opened his mouth. Valkyrie's sledgehammer originally had the strength to split open a mountain, but when it neared him, it suddenly stopped, and when it smashed onto his body, it did not even reach 1%. Thank? What are you thanking me for? Valkyrie's face was filled with anger. She asked. Wu Yun, that sword just now, why did you suddenly stop? You could have used that sword to kill me. Valkyrie's battle senses far exceeded that of an ordinary person, even though Su Yun's technique only appeared and disappeared in an instant, and even the notary did not sense it, but Valkyrie sensed it, especially the destructive power hidden in the fleeting spirit Qi. When she thought about it, it made her feel weak. If I had truly made a move, the one who would be killed would not be you, but me. Su Yun thought. No, let us go again, Valkyrie said seriously. Not being able to fight to her heart's content was a huge humiliation to her. No need, another day you win. Su Yun no longer had the mood to continue. Furthermore, it was better to leave some strength behind to leave Qin Creek. Wu Yun, you promised me to fight with your full strength, but you can't do it, so how can I do what I promised you? But I just ate your attack, and am already injured. If we continue to fight, isn't that unfair to me? Why don't we fight another day? Su Yun rolled his eyes and said. Valkyrie thought for a moment, and then nodded her head. Since it's like that, then all right. Let's fight another day. That's right. Su Yun laughed. But in the next second, Valkyrie spoke out again, and her voice was extremely loud. I, Xiao Chua, have an unfair advantage today. I do not want this victory. 4 seniors, Xiao Ling admits defeat. With that, the Valkyrie jumped out of the domain. I admit defeat. Su Yun was speechless. The competition has ended. The free battlefield challenger will be transferred to participant Wu Yun. Participant Wu Yun is currently ranked 16. If there are any other participants who wish to challenge him, you can directly enter the domain. The old lady shouted. However, who would dare to challenge Wu Yun, who had displayed his powerful strength? The Gold Order badge had already recorded their rankings, and the ones who were at the top were all rather strong, so why would they provoke Wu Yun and invite humiliation? Those at the back wanted to defeat Su Yun to obtain a higher ranking, but they had to weigh their own strength. Wan Zongtian raised his head and stared at Su Yun for a moment, but in the end, he did not stand up. While Single Yang Fire, Yen Yu seemed to have the intention to do so, but everyone knew that he had no problem picking the selection competition participants, but it would be difficult for him to pick the seeded participants. Although Wu Yun was a selection competition participant, his strength far exceeded the standards of the selection competition participants. Miss Ming-er, who is this person? Just as Qing-er was paying attention to Su Yun, who was in the domain, an angry voice came out from behind. Qing-er was startled. She turned to look, only to see Lu Shishan walking over with a tense expression, his voice filled with anger. He is my family's young master. Qing-er took a deep breath and said gently, Your family's young master? Yes, before I entered the Snow Jade Palace, Ming-er was just a servant in a rich family. She said it without batting an eyelid. But when Lu Shishan heard it, he frowned, and when he looked at Qing-er again, his eyes flashed with disgust. He did not care about Qing-er lying to him. He cared about her identity. Originally, the Ink Blade Pavilion was already condescending to a declining sect like the Snow Jade Palace, and at that time, Qing-er was someone that the palace master of the Snow Jade Palace regarded highly, although her identity was not as high as Lu Shishan's, but to become dual cultivation companions, it was passable. But Qing-er said that she was just a servant in the past, and even followed a young master, so how could Lu Shishan accept that? So you are actually so despicable! Lu Shishan roared in anger and left angrily. Qing-er did not care. From the start to the end, it was Lu Shishan who pestered her, and now that he had left, Qing-er was extremely happy. No one wants to challenge? Seeing that no one else was entering the free battlegrounds, the old lady shouted out. But no one dared to say anything. If no one wants to challenge, according to the competition rules, the first place of the Mountain River list will automatically be given to participant Wu Yun, and the current ranking will also change. Someone wants to fight. Just then, a voice came out. Everyone was startled. They turned to look, only to see that the one who spoke was Bai Fengyi. Is Bai Fengyi going to fight? First place in the previous mountain river list. Hee, there's going to be a good show. I wonder how many moves Wu Yun can take from Bai Fengyi. Everyone's eyes lit up, all of them staring at Bai Fengyi with passion. Then, Bai Fengyi waved his hand and said, I am not interested in fighting, I am just here to join in the fun. When I said someone wants to fight, it is not me, but my sister Bai Shan. With that said, everyone turned their attention to Bai Shan, who was representing the immortal sword sect. Bai Shan took a deep breath. Her mind was startled, but she quickly calmed down. In truth, her gaze had always been on Su Yun, with an indescribable feeling. But to say that she did not want to fight with Su Yun, that would be a lie. She yearned to fight with strong martial artists. Although she was not as famous as the Valkyrie, she had a competitive heart that was not weaker than the Valkyrie, and she looked forward to fighting with all the experts here. Previously, Bai Shan had already fought a few battles, and everyone had a whole new level of respect for her sword techniques. Although it was not as imposing as Wu Yun's, it was not weak either. Bai Shan's imperial sword technique was more agile and flexible. Her sword did not seem like a sword, but more like a person. Yen Shan, go. Bai Fengyi laughed. Bai Shan nodded her head, her expression determined as she walked out of the crowd, heading towards the absolute domain. That's good too. Su Yun nodded his head. He initially did not want to fight, but seeing that the person who walked out was Bai Shan, he thought about his promise with Long Xianli. He had to fight, if not, wouldn't he have to kowtow to Shenhong? Shenhong killed the Sword Elder. Even if he had to break his legs, he would definitely not kowtow to her. Su Yun, that time at Wu Shuangju Peak I lost to you, and now that I have not seen you for so many years, I wonder how strong you are. Bai Shan took out the sword from her back and pointed it at Su Yun, her voice calm. I have an agreement with your sect's clan elder Long Xianli. If I win against you, she has to promise me one thing, and if I lose to you, I have to do one thing for her, including using my life to atone for my sins. So Miss Bai, if you want to take revenge for your master Shenhong, then use your full strength. Su Yun took out the death sword. The 100 swords in the sword sheath flew out and revolved around his body. At that moment, he was the sword monarch. Agreement? Bai Shan was startled for a moment, but thinking about how Clan Elder Long was distracted for the past few years, and her recent changes, Bai Shan faintly sensed something. Brother-in-law, go easy on her. No matter what, she is still your fiancé. At this time, Bai Fengyi suddenly shouted. Su Yun, who had a stern expression, almost fell to the ground. He looked at Bai Fengyi in astonishment. Bai Shan's face turned red. She turned and stared at Bai Fengyi. Big brother, what nonsense are you saying? We have already broken off the engagement. I am just joking. Otherwise, the atmosphere between the two of you will be too tense. Bai Fengyi laughed. Don't talk nonsense. Bai Shan snorted, then stared at Su Yun. Let's begin, Limitless. Su Yun nodded. He adjusted his state of mind and prepared to take action. Seeing the two of them standing still, the old lady shouted, Let the fight begin. With that said, Bai Shan immediately moved. They were both using the imperial sword technique, one controlling one sword, the other controlling 100. In terms of numbers, Su Yun had the advantage, but fighting was not about numbers. The two of them exchanged blows in a frenzy inside the domain. The sharp swords in the air continued to strike. Just that, although Bai Shan was an outstanding genius, she had met with Su Yun, a demon that had gone through countless hardships in the evil realm. His attacks were mostly from the evil realm. He never stuck to the rules, and only focused on the weak points and openings to kill, without any fixed attack trajectory. At the start, Bai Shan was still able to control it, but as time went on, she was starting to feel powerless. So powerful, after not seeing him for so many years, he has become even more proficient in controlling the flying swords. His strength has also increased by leaps and bounds. Bai Shan's heart trembled. Ever since the battle at Wu Shuangju Peak, she had increased her training. Other than resting for less than 2 hours, she had been working hard to increase her own strength. She initially thought that even if she could not win against Su Yun, she would at least be able to fight evenly with him, but she never thought that after so many years, she was still not his opponent. Everyone watched anxiously. The battle was extremely important. If Bai Yan Shan lost, she would not only lose, but also the immortal sword sect's famous imperial sword technique. Clang! A sword cry exploded out. The death sword fiercely slashed onto Bai Yan Shan's sword body. The ferocious force caused her to retreat a few steps, the qi and blood in her body churning. She anxiously stopped her steps, caressing her voluptuous chest, her eyes staring intently at Su Yun. "I never thought that you would be so strong. Do you regret it?" Su Yun suddenly laughed. "What regret? You said that the dual cultivation partner you are looking for is a talented and strong martial artist. I wonder if the current me is worthy of you." Bai Yan Shan's face changed, but she did not lie to her heart. She spat out a mouthful of turbid qi, nodded her head. "If you were like this in the past, I might not have broken off the engagement, but, Su Yun, I do not have any feelings for anyone, including you. If you want to talk about regret, I do regret, but everything I do is to chase after stronger strength and a higher martial Tao." "I understand." Su Yun nodded his head. "So I do not care about you breaking off the engagement. If you want to break off the engagement, I will agree. Because no matter how good-looking you are not likable at all in my eyes. You are no different from a block of wood. Compared to Qing Er, you can't even win against one of her fingers." Su Yun said, and was about to attack. But when he said those words, it seemed to have touched on Bai Yan Shan's taboo. Her face turned white, and she stood rooted to the ground. Seeing that, Su Yun stopped. "You said that I am like a block of wood?" Her lips were dry, her eyes staring at him. "Don't tell me you don't look like one? Everything you do is for strength, to chase after the martial Tao, but even if you obtain powerful strength, and chase after the supreme martial Tao, so what? Everything you do is meaningless. If you are not a block of wood, then what are you?" It was hard to imagine that there would be such a pure martial arts fanatic like Bai Yan Shan in the world. Even the Valkyrie would not be able to compare to her. Clang! Just then, a clear sound came out. Bai Yan Shan's hand suddenly loosened, and the sword directly dropped to the ground. She lowered her head. No one knew what she was thinking, but her face was filled with confusion and deep thoughts. "That's right, Su Yun is right. What am I chasing after all these for? To take revenge for Master? But why don't I have such a deep hatred in my heart? Is that just an excuse? Am I not just a block of wood?" Thinking back to Bai Fengye's words, Bai Yan Shan suddenly realized something. When she first heard that Bai Fengye had obtained first place in the Mountain River list, she did not feel happy, and when she saw Bai Fengye again, who she had not seen for 20 years, she was only slightly excited, and then did not feel anything. She would be angry, she would be sad, she would be happy, and she would also cry. But all of that would only last for a moment. It was not enough to completely control her state of mind. She knew that she was doing it on purpose, with the goal of maintaining a clear mind at all times. "I never thought that Su Yun would do so much better than what I had imagined." Bai Fengye nodded his head. The smile on his face did not diminish. Bai Yan Shan did not say another word, and did not even attack Su Yun again. She took a light breath, picked up the sword on the ground, turned and left the absolute domain, walking out of the domain. Seeing that, Su Yun was startled. But this is not bad. The result of the competition is announced. Participant Wu Yun is the winner. Bai Yan Shan's actions indicated that she had forfeited, and the old lady immediately announced the result. The battle with Bai Yan Shan was over. Su Yun was determined, and wanted to forfeit the competition and leave. "Is it time? You roam." Just then, the lady dressed in green at the corner suddenly raised her head, and asked the masked lady beside her. Just in time. Seeing that, the lady in green looked at the large number of circles behind the 4 officials, and said indifferently, Then go, we can carry out the plan. Yes. Chapter 300. Amidst the green mountains and clear waters, a girl dressed in pure white clothes with bright eyes and white teeth lightly stood on a big rock. The girl's delicate body was exquisite, her back was graceful, and her pair of slender and smooth thighs were full of illusions. She had a small waist that seemed like it could be grasped with one hand, and that pair of full and perky breasts under the pure white light clothes were even more seductive. Clan Elder Long. Just then, Bai Yen Shan walked over with a gloomy expression. The lady was Long Xianli. The Chin Creek people had arranged for her to rest, because of the rules of the Mountain River list. Other than the participants, no one else was allowed to enter, so Long Xianli could only wait for news. What rank? 19. That's not bad, at least you are in the rankings. Long Xianli suddenly turned, her eyes sparkling as she looked at Bai Yen Shan. Then, did you fight with Wu Yun? I did. What was the result? I gave up. Long Xianli's face turned red. Bai Yen Shan raised her eyes. Clan Elder Wu Yun is Su Yun, right? What? Is that so? There's such a thing? Long Xianli tilted her head, a look of panic flashing past her eyes. Didn't Clan Elder know? He was wearing a mask, how would I know? That's true, Clan Elder. Dare I ask, what did you bet with Su Yun? Yen Shan is useless, and gave up fighting with him. Who knows if he will make things difficult for Clan Elder? This is not a big deal, I will handle it. Is that so? But now that Su Yun has appeared, does Clan Elder intend to let him go? Bai Yen Shan said softly, but her gaze was fixated on Long Xianli. In truth, she did not hate Su Yun. She only said those words because she wanted to see Long Xianli's reaction. But Long Xianli's delicate and beautiful face did not reveal any anger or hatred, she only calmly nodded her head. Clan Elder Shen Hong died in his hands. He naturally has to give our immortal sword sect an explanation, but this is Chin Creek, a place where experts gather. It is inconvenient for us to take action here. Let's wait for Su Yun to leave Chin Creek first. Bai Yen Shan remained silent. Inside the sacred palace, Su Yun glanced at the people around him, then took out the Golden Order badge from his waist, and threw it on the ground. I, Wu Yun, do not have the heart to compete for the Mountain River List rankings. Everyone, take your time, I will give up on the Mountain River List competition, and will take my leave now. After he finished speaking, he walked outside. Su Ming as well. Qing did not hesitate and placed the golden badge on the ground. Even though their rankings were higher, they did not care. Everyone was stunned. Who would have thought that there would be people willing to give up on the Mountain River List ranking competition that countless people yearned for and wanted to participate in? Even the 4 Chin Creek officials were startled. They had witnessed so many Mountain River List ranking competitions, but they had never witnessed such a thing before. Ridiculous! This is ridiculous! What do they think the Mountain River List is? Wu Yun, how can the Sacred Palace be a place where you can come and go as you please? Right now, you're already the one being challenged in this free-for-all battlefield. We haven't challenged you yet, so how can you leave? Lin Tian stood up and said righteously. He had signed an agreement with many people, how could he let it go just like that? That's right. Yen Yu also stood up. You haven't even seen the power of my single yang fire, how can you just leave like that? The crowd was bustling with activity as they began to criticize one another. Since when did the competition have a rule that people are not allowed to admit defeat? All of you are saying that, are you guys plotting something? Qing snorted, her eyes looking around. Her words were very obvious. She was hinting that these people were coveting the monarch occult force and the other treasures on Su Yun. Although there was no proof that Wu Yun was Su Yun, but Su Yun's series of battles had already proven his identity. Su Yun turned and cupped his fists towards the 4 officials. May I ask the 4 seniors, can we not give up in the Mountain River List competition? The old lady seemed to be in a difficult position, but still nodded her head. You can give up in the competition. Hearing that, Su Yun cupped his fists again, then pulled Ching Er's hand and walked out of the door. The 4 officials had already said that, who would dare to stop them? Everyone could only watch as the 2 of them left. But just at this time, a figure suddenly appeared in front of Su Yun. It was a woman wearing a mask and dressed in a green robe. Her figure was slightly plump, she did not look good, but her gaze was strange, giving off a feeling of bewitchment. She laughed. Su Yun, don't be in a hurry to leave, we haven't fought yet. Who exactly are you? Su Yun felt that the lady in front of him was familiar, and when he looked at her from a close distance, he felt that she was similar to the 3 people that Long Xianli was chasing. Could it be, my surname is also Su? The lady laughed, then took off the mask covering her face, revealing a face without any blood. Su Yu Rong. Su Yun and Ching exclaimed at the same time. Su Yu Rong, aren't you dead? Ching asked with her eyes wide open in fear. Dead? How can I die so easily? Su Yu Rong's eyes flashed with fierceness. If I don't kill the 2 of you, I will not be able to rest in peace. Dog couple? Su Yun's pale white face turned cold. You want to kill us? Just based on you? Ha 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 ha, Su Yun. Do you still think I'm the Su Yu Rong of the past? Su Yu Rong laughed out loud. Her face did not have any trace of fear, her eyes looking extremely bewitching. After a while, her laughter stopped, and her expression became even more sinister. Su Yun, I originally came here to settle some official business, but since the 2 of you are here, it saves me the trouble of looking for you, so I'll just take care of you here. With that said, Su Yu Rong suddenly extended her fist out, fiercely smashing towards Su Yun's chest. The fist was filled with dense qi, it was so tyrannical that it was shocking. Young master, be careful. Seeing that, Ching Er's heart jumped, she shouted out, the sword in her hand buzzed, and was about to fly out. But in the next second, a hand as fast as lightning lightly patted on the back of Ching Er's hand, stopping her from releasing her sword. Ching was startled, and looked at Su Yun in astonishment. Su Yun was struck by Su Yu Rong's palm, and he was forced to retreat. Stop! Just as Su Yu Rong made her move, the old lady above bellowed out, and then with a whoosh, she flew down from above, and stood between the 2 of them, stopping them from fighting. Seeing that, Su Yu Rong did not dare to be impudent any more. Su Yun held onto his chest, and pretended to be in pain. Young master, how are you? Are you all right? Ching panicked, she anxiously ran over, supporting Su Yun and asked anxiously, she was about to cry. I'm fine, Ching Su Yun laughed. You obviously could have blocked it just now, why did you do that? Ching eyes were red as she choked. This is Qin Creek, it is the sacred palace, Su Yu Rong and I are not competing, and for her to publicly make a move in the competition, that is against the rules, and disregarding the existence of the judges, there will naturally be Qin Creek people to take care of them, we don't have to do anything. Su Yun said softly. Hearing that, Ching immediately understood, Su Yun purposely took that move, and was prepared to let the Qin Creek people take care of her. As expected, the old lady walked over, her expression was extremely furious, she stared coldly at Su Yu Rong with her yellow eyes, and bellowed, Participant Wu Kan Mian. I don't care what grudges you have with Wu Yun, and even more so, I don't care who you are. In the sacred palace, you are not allowed to behave atrociously. Everyone is the same. Wu Kan Mian knows her wrongs. Su Yu Rong, who had her head lowered, suddenly knelt down, and immediately shouted. Seeing that, the old lady's face became much better. She nodded her head, and said, Seeing that it is your first time participating in the Mountain River list, and that you are not familiar with the rules, I will not punish you, but the rules of the Mountain River list still apply. You have attacked someone without permission, although Wu Yun has voluntarily given up on the competition, but he has not walked out of the sacred palace, and is still a participant of the Mountain River list. In view of your situation, according to the rules, I will strip you of your right to participate in the Mountain River list, and will only retain your position. You are currently ranked 100th. Do you have any objections? Ah? You want to strip me of my right to participate in the mountain river list? Hearing that, Su Yurong immediately panicked. She anxiously pounced over and hugged the old lady's thigh as she cried, "Senior, please give me another chance. I have gone through so many trials and tribulations to obtain the right to participate in the Mountain River List ranking competition. You cannot be so cruel as to strip me of my qualifications. Senior, please give me another chance, just once." Su Yurong cried bitterly, and screamed her lungs out. The old lady frowned, seeing Su Yurong in such a state. Her heart could not bear it, but as the official, how could she be soft-hearted? If not, wouldn't the rules of Chin Creek be in chaos? What prestige would the Mountain River List have? Thinking about that, she did not say anything. She turned and took a step in the air, returning to her own position, then looked down at Su Yurong and said calmly, "Wu Ken Mian, it is not that I am heartless, but since I am the official of the Mountain River List, I have to follow the rules. You have violated the rules of the competition, and should have been expelled, but seeing that you are sincere in admitting your mistake, I did not punish you, but only stripped you of your qualifications to participate. Alright, you can go out, the competition still needs to continue." Su Yurong was still sprawled on the ground, but when the old lady said those words, she did not continue to beg or cry, but instead sat up. Her pale face actually revealed a smile. The look of pain and pleading had completely disappeared. Seeing that, Su Yun's heart tensed up. What's going on? Ha 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 ha. Just then, Su Yurong suddenly released a sharp and resounding laughter. Her voice was mournful, with a sense of arrogance. Seeing that, everyone in the sacred palace was confused. Is she crazy? Maybe, if it was me, I would not feel good either. Someone commented. But in the next second, Su Yurong suddenly stood up, her mouth revealing a pleased smile. A bunch of old things, do you really think that I care about this lousy mountain river list? Ha ha ha, if I did not kneel down and beg you, how would I divert your attention? How would I let you old thing be defenseless? Defenseless? The old lady was startled. She suddenly thought of something, and anxiously looked at her leg that Su Yurong was hugging, and her face changed. Just then, the old lady's clothes suddenly exploded, and a large amount of green chi spewed out. "Be careful!" A shout came out. But it was too late. The green mist had already spread out, the four officials could not dodge in time, and were all engulfed by the chi. But, the green chi did not cause any harm to them, and with a wave of her hand, the green chi was dispersed by the old lady. The old lady stared at the green chi, her face suddenly becoming ugly. "This is spirit demon chi? Ha 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 ha, that's right, old things, all of you will die miserably today. Ha 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 ha, die miserably? Humph, audacious spirit demon person, you actually dare to behave atrociously in Chin Creek. Are you not afraid of death?" The old lady was enraged, she bellowed, and all the spirit cultivators in the palace gathered, surrounding Su Yurong so tightly that not even a drop of water could escape. All of the participants were shocked. Wu Face was actually a spirit demon person. But, how did a spirit demon person sneak into the Mountain River List competition? Su Yurong, when did she become a spirit demon person? Ching could not believe her own eyes. When we were in the Su family, I realized something was wrong with her, but I never thought that she would actually collude with the spirit demon Dao. Su Yun pulled Ching Er's hand and retreated to the side. Ching let's not bother about them, we will think of a way to leave this place. These people's grievances have nothing to do with us, Su Yun said. He could already tell that Su Yurong attacking him was fake, and plotting against the old lady and the rest was real. So she was purposely fighting with him, to lure the old lady over, so that she could make a move on her. But what was the use of the spirit demon chi? Master Chen, I advise you not to act recklessly, if not, I cannot guarantee that all of you will live for another breath. Just as the spirit cultivators were aiming their spears at Su Yurong and were prepared to cripple her, a slow voice suddenly floated out from the side. Everyone turned to look. to see the lady in green who was always sitting with Su Yurong, slowly walking out. The lady took off the disguise on her face, and returned to her original appearance. A beautiful face that could topple cities appeared. Seeing that, Su Yun's heart was shocked, and then he was filled with rage. It's her! Chapter 301. Isn't that the spirit demon person who attacked us? I never thought that she would actually come. Qing also recognized the woman, upon thinking that it was this woman who separated her from her young master for so long, and caused her to suffer so much. No matter how good Qing-er's temper was, she could no longer hold it in. Her slightly red eyes suddenly became cold. Not only her eyes, even the profound spirit qi that surrounded her body started to become abnormally cold. Su Yun jumped in fright. Qing-er, what's wrong? Young master, this woman is so vicious, Qing-er will go kill her now, and take revenge for young master. With that, Qing-er immediately held on to her sword, and was about to leave. This girl, after not seeing her for so long, how did she become so stupid and rash? Su Yun anxiously pulled her back and said, Qing-er, don't be reckless, she dares to be so impudent in the mountain river list, she definitely has a backup plan, if you attack rashly, it will be extremely dangerous. Then what do you think, young master? Should we go? Go? We can't, since Su Yurong recognized us, then this woman will definitely recognize us as well. I have the monarch occult force and the heavenly crystal on me, she has always wanted these treasures, and even the 9 emperor seals that I made up, so if we leave now, there is a 90% chance that we will be killed by them first. Young master, Qing-er will protect you and leave this place. Qing-er's face was filled with determination. Su Yun laughed bitterly. If only it was so easy to leave, then that would be good. You must know, the enemies we are facing now are not only this spirit demon woman, there are others, we better act according to the situation, they are now dealing with the 4 notaries, don't be reckless for the time being. Hearing that, Qing-er could tell that something was amiss, and did not say a word. Who are you? Seeing the lady in green walking out, the old lady asked with a stern expression. Mu-yi. You are a spirit demon person. Spirit demon person? I am not a lowly little spirit demon, I am the daughter of the spirit demon emperor, Princess Mu-yi. Today I am here at Qin Creek to take something. The lady in green said indifferently. With that said, everyone's face changed. Almost all of the Qin Creek people's mental state were stretched taut, pairs of eyes filled with hatred and enmity gathered on the lady. Demon dares to be so impudent in my great Qin River, we'll have to see if you have the ability. The old lady seemed to have an innate hatred for the spirit demon beings, she snorted. All Qin Creek people listen up, do not speak to these spirit demon beings, kill them without mercy. Any demonic creatures that dare to enter my Qin Creek will be killed without exception. Understood. The cultivators shouted and were about to attack. But right at this moment, the bodies of the 4 officials suddenly emitted waves of demonic qi. This demonic qi quickly condensed together, and in the blink of an eye, it transformed into 4 circular marks that were imprinted on each of the officials' chests. What is this? The old woman and the others tensed up. This is something that will take your lives. The spirit demon Dao princess called Mu-yi said softly, she then snapped her fingers, and in that moment, Su Yurong moved. Her speed was terrifyingly fast, and her whole body was overflowing with a large amount of demonic energy. Her arms even split open, and out came the souls of monsters that looked like fierce beasts. They opened their bloody mouths and pounced towards those practitioners. The spirit cultivators were caught off guard, and were instantly bitten by the monsters, and both sides started to fight. Su Yurong's palms suddenly clasped together, and quickly changed, as though she was activating some hand technique. All the monsters' bodies started to release a dense green light, and an astonishing destructive spirit qi rippled out. Boom! 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 A large number of explosions sounded out, and all the monsters that were biting the spirit cultivators all exploded, causing the spirit cultivators to be blasted away, all of them suffering from heavy injuries. Seeing that, the 4 officials' faces changed. After not seeing her for so long, I never thought that Su Yu-rong's strength would actually rise to such a level, with such dense spirit demon chi. Is she a human or a spirit demon? Just then, a change occurred again. Bang! 4 gigantic green pillars suddenly tore through the roof of the sacred palace, and directly shot towards the 4 officials. Seeing that, how could the 4 of them hesitate? They immediately activated their profound spirit chi to block. The 4 of them were all spirit star realm cultivators. Upon making their move, they released a torrent of profound spirit chi, and directly clashed against the 4 green pillars. Just that, the destructive power released by the 4 green pillars was even more terrifying. The 4 of them trembled, their faces became pale white, they were actually unable to hold on. Seeing that, everyone was dumbstruck. The Spirit Star Realm experts were actually unable to withstand such an attack? How is that possible? What method did the Spirit Demon Woman use? Ha 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 ha, Your Highness, the 10 extreme Spirit Demon formation that we meticulously laid out is truly extraordinary. These old fellows seem to be unable to hold on. Ha 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 ha, Su Yu-rong laughed out loud. The 10 extreme Spirit Demon formation is the strongest formation in the Spirit Demon realm. I personally invited an expert from my royal father to lay it out, and even killed 6 ninth stage Spirit Soul Realm Spirit Demon cultivators to refine it. With such a huge consumption, how can its destructive power be ordinary? Using it to deal with these few old fellows is the most suitable, Princess Mu-yi said indifferently. Just then, she took out a round bronze mirror and threw it on the ground. The bronze mirror shattered, and the fragments quickly congealed into an imprint. Then, she stood in front of the imprint, closed her eyes and chanted. Despicable spirit demon cultivators. Seeing that, all of the Mountain River List participants were enraged, someone shouted out, and the group of participants all rushed forward, attacking Mu-yi and Su Yu-rong. With just the 2 of you? Su Yu-rong sneered, both of her hands congealing a large amount of spirit demon chi. She quickly waved it all around. The spirit demon chi was like a living thing, automatically searching for people to attack. A few of the weaker participants were struck by the spirit demon chi, falling to the ground, their bodies instantly melting, dying extremely miserably. Such a good competition, to be destroyed by you spirit demon cultivators, truly disappointing. But since you're here, don't think of leaving. Bai Fengyi snorted, suddenly transforming into a shadow. He suddenly made his move. Nearing Su Yu-rong, he kicked out, transforming into 1,000-leg images. Su Yu-rong was not his match. Her abdomen was kicked a few times. She was forced to retreat, spitting out blood. The number 1 of the Mountain River List is truly extraordinary. Su Yu-rong wiped the blood from the side of her mouth. But she was not afraid. Instead, her mouth revealed a trace of excitement. Staring at Bai Fengyi, she rushed forward again. Just that, she was entangled with Bai Fengyi, and Princess Mu-yi, who was still casting her technique, had no one to protect her. Seeing that, the other participants took the chance and immediately rushed forward. But, just as a few of the participants got close to Princess Mu-yi, the jade light clothes on her body suddenly released ripples. The ripples were like formless hands, forcefully pushing away the people who got close, and no one was able to hurt her. She is activating the teleportation coordinates. There must be a spatial teleportation formation that has already been set up near Chin Creek. Hurry up and interrupt her casting. Valkyrie stood up and bellowed. From the looks of it, she could not hold it in anymore. At that time, it did not matter if it was to protect the peace of the Sky Martial Continent. For the sake of survival, everyone had no choice but to take action. Valkyrie continued to activate the green ring on her finger. The ring glowed and transformed into a pair of slender green boots. She took a step forward, her speed surpassing that of lightning. In the blink of an eye, she rushed towards Princess Mu-yi. Not only was she fast, her strength was astonishing. She forcefully withstood the green ripples and rushed forward. Princess Mu-yi was caught off guard. Just as she turned to look, she saw a figure pouncing over. Bang! Just like that, the two beautiful women hugged each other and fell heavily to the ground. Valkyrie's movements and speed were extremely fast. In the moment of impact, she had hugged Princess Mu-yi and used her as a cushion, suppressing her after landing. She then activated the ring, transforming it into a green dagger that fiercely pierced towards Princess Mu-yi's heart. Without any hesitation, the first move she made was a fatal move. Poochie! The dagger pierced into Princess Mu-yi's towering chest. The dagger entered her body, but Princess Mu-yi acted as though nothing had happened. Her face did not have any expression. Slowly, her body dimmed down. Illusion! Valkyrie frowned. She anxiously stood up to look, only to see that at the side of the imprint, another beautiful figure had appeared. It turned out that the Princess Mu-yi that everyone saw was a mirror image, used to confuse others, while the real Princess Mu-yi had always been at the side of the mirror image. Plop! Just then, Princess Mu-yi clasped her hands together. Her mouth that had been moving stopped, and stopped her technique. Technique complete. Whoosh! Just then, the imprint beneath her exploded with a green light that soared into the sky. From the green light flew out a large number of terrifying spirit demon beings. They rushed out of the green light, and directly pounced towards the participants around them. Valkyrie was entangled by two 7th-stage Spirit Soul Realm spirit demon beings, and was unable to get close to Mu-yi. Even the 1,000-heart sword Wan Zongtian, who had not made a move, was currently surrounded by a large number of spirit demon beings. In the sacred palace, over 100 spirit demon beings had rushed in. All of them were powerful with astonishing chi. They were definitely Princess Mu-yi's elite troop. Shit! The spirit demon lady has brought the spirit demon beings into the sacred palace. Everyone be careful. Hold on for a while longer, there is a change here. The experts of Chin Creek will definitely rush over here. We just have to hold on for a while longer, and wait for them to come over to support us. At that time, we will definitely be able to catch all of the spirit demon beings. The old woman, who was one of the 4 notaries still holding on, shouted. So, just then, the 4 light pillars that were attacking them suddenly disappeared. The 4 of them were relieved of a heavy burden, and immediately fell to the ground, all of them perspiring profusely, looking extremely old, as though they were about to enter the grave. Master, are you guys alright? Single Yang Fire, Yen Yu anxiously ran over and helped the old lady up, and asked anxiously. We are fine, it's just that we fell into the spirit demon woman's trap. The old lady gasped for breath. Fell into a trap? Yen Yu was startled. That Wu Kan Mian, she lured me over, and then purposely launched a sneak attack, but she did not want to kill me, but wanted to leave an imprint on us. They have already set up a large formation outside of Chin Creek. Once the imprint is activated, the formation will attack us. But this formation doesn't want to kill us, it's... But what? To exhaust the energy in our bodies. What? Yen Yu was shocked. The 4 of us are already exhausted, and will not be able to fight in a short period of time. Go and tell everyone, let them quickly escape. Do not fight with them anymore. Quickly escape? The old lady screamed hysterically. Escape? Do you think that the reinforcements that you speak of can come and receive you? You are wrong. Even the outside is already surrounded by us. Princess Mu-yi said coldly. She then waved her hands and bellowed. Subdue them, but do not kill them. Their spirits are the best ingredients to refine powerful spirit demon weapons. With so many talented spirits, it is enough for us to use, and with so many resources, with all of them, when we face the next battle, we will definitely win. Long live the princess! Long live the princess! The spirit demon beings shouted excitedly, all of them becoming even more ferocious. Left army, right army! Quickly restrain this person for me. Su Yu Rong, who was being beaten by Feng Yi to the point of retreating, shouted out loud. In that moment, 2 tall and sturdy spirit demon beings rushed out from behind her. They were dressed in heavy armor, with 4 arms on their left and right, with blades and swords in each hand. When the two spirit demon beings got closer, they immediately unleashed a barrage of attacks on by Fengyi. Although the two of them were sturdy, their speed was extremely fast, and they had extraordinary awareness. Although Bai Fengyi was strong, he could not escape from the two of them. Su Yurong retreated to the side, wiping the blood from the corner of her mouth. Her pair of green eyes swept across the crowd, and finally, she noticed the two figures standing at the back of the crowd, and immediately laughed. Hee hee, no one will disturb us now, right? Su Yun, Su Qing. Chapter 302. After entering the sacred palace and knowing of Su Yun and Qing Er's identity, Su Yurong's attention had always been on them. At that time in the Su family, Su Yun and Qing had schemed against her, and she had always remembered it in her heart. How could she not take revenge? Now that the obstacles were gone, no one cared about Su Yurong. Naturally, it was a good chance for her to settle the debt with Su Yun and Qing. Su Yurong had a sinister smile on her face. Her expression was sinister as she walked towards Su Yun. Qing was slightly afraid, since Su Yurong had died once, and now that she was reborn, how could she not be afraid? It was as though she had seen a ghost. Don't be afraid. Just then, a gentle voice came out from the side. Following that, a big hand gently held onto her ice-cold hand. Qing was startled. She turned to look, only to see that Su Yun had unknowingly walked in front of her. Yes, young master is back. Young master is by my side. What do I have to be afraid of? Qing looked at the back view in a daze, her heart feeling warm. This was a kind of spiritual sustenance. In this world, Qing and Su Yun could trust no one, but they trusted each other the most. The two of them depended on each other, and no one could replace them. Hee hee, Su Yun, you think I'll be afraid of you just because you have the heavenly crystal? Since I dared to find you, naturally I have a backup plan. Now, if you kneel down, obediently kowtow and admit your mistakes, beg me to spare you, and then give Qing to me, maybe after I destroy your body, I will not torture your soul. How about it? Do you agree? Su Yurong laughed and said, Are you an idiot? Su Yun could not help but scold. Su Yurong, I could kill you previously. You think you can fly just because you followed a demon girl? Do you believe that I can still kill you now? Hearing that, Su Yurong was enraged. Arguing, Su Yun, I saw that we are both surnamed Su, so I advised you out of goodwill. You better not refuse a toast only to drink a forfeit. You think you are worthy of being surnamed Su? Su Yun said in disdain. Ah! Su Yurong could not endure it any longer, and immediately rushed forward, releasing 13 palm images formed from spirit demon chi. All of the palm images were ferocious, aiming straight for the vitals. Su Yun immediately pulled out the death sword, and released all the swords that he could control from the sword sheath. The death sword, along with the sub-swords and the engraved dragon blade, all flew out, all of them slashing towards Su Yurong. These swords were like a pack of hungry wolves pouncing on their prey. But Su Yurong was not afraid at all. The dark green clothes on her body suddenly flickered with light aura. Following that, a layer of faint green light enveloped her body. Thud, 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 thud. A large number of flying swords bombarded the green light, but it was as if they had smashed into a pond, causing a large number of ripples. However, they were immediately bounced off, unable to penetrate it no matter how hard they tried. It must be a top-grade treasure, Su Yun thought to himself. Just then, a snow-white figure suddenly rushed out and attacked Su Yurong. Su Yun was startled. Looking closely, it was Qing. Don't you dare hurt my young master! She bellowed. She raised her sword. The frost aura flickered on the sword tip. Nearing Su Yurong, she directly pierced the green chi, but the cold intent on the sword tip quickly spread through the entire chi barrier, causing the chi barrier to instantly freeze, sealing Su Yurong inside. Such a strong frost power. Could it be that Qing had cultivated another type of profound spirit chi? Su Yun was startled. This frost power was actually just enough to destroy Su Yurong's treasure. How could he let go of such a great opportunity? He immediately controlled the white sword and rushed towards Su Yurong. At the same time, he rushed forward and unleashed a stormy wind sword technique. In a moment, the sword images filled the sky, the sharp auras flickered, Su Yurong's entire being was caught in the storm of swords, the frost was sliced into pieces, and Su Yurong's body was sliced into pieces, falling onto the ground. He did not know if she was dead or not. Su Yun did not dare hesitate. Seeing that he had settled Su Yurong, he immediately grabbed Qing Er's hand and ran out. Qing Er, go. We can't stay here for long. Qing Er also understood. The chaotic situation was not something the two of them could handle, and the only thing they could do now was to leave the place. Then, just as Su Yun and Qing Er were about to leave, a few green figures rushed over. Young master, be careful. Qing Er rushed to Su Yun's front and pulled out her sword to stab the figure. She stabbed one of them, but the spirit demon beings behind had already attacked. One of the spirit demon beings congealed a burst of spirit demon chi, and directly struck Qing Er's lower abdomen. Qing Er was caught off guard and retreated a few steps. With great difficulty, she managed to stop her body, but her cherry lips were already bleeding, and she was injured. I'll *CK your 18 generations of ancestors. Su Yun was enraged. He controlled the 100 swords to kill. The torrential rain of swords slashed at the few spirit demon beings, as though they were crazy like Su Yun. The few spirit demon beings anxiously used their mystical techniques to block, but before they could block for long, the 100 swords found an opening, and directly slashed them to the ground, and after that, the 100 swords baptized them, turning them into pieces. Whoosh! Just at that moment, an astonishing pressure suddenly descended from the sky, directly pressing down on the sacred palace. The pressure was as astonishing as a mountain, directly enveloping the entire sacred palace, causing everyone in the sacred palace to have difficulty breathing, their faces flushed red, and even the movements of their limbs became extremely heavy. Su Yun frowned. He looked around, only to see that the spirit demon beings were not affected by the pressure. The situation is not good. His heart skipped a beat. An almighty being is here. Wan Zong Tian, who was still locked in battle with a few demons, shouted without batting an eyelid, and then he swiftly activated a magic treasure, causing his entire body to suddenly vanish. He escaped. That's right, although Wan Zong Tian was ranked high on the mountain river list, it did not mean that he was an invincible existence. If he met a strong cultivator, it was better to preserve his life, as there was still a long way to go. Bai Fengyi did not continue fighting. He took a step forward and leapt into the air, rushing towards the door. Valkyrie wanted to leave, but even if she had the ability to leave, the blade and sword lady Xiao Shui would definitely not be able to leave safely like her. Helpless, Valkyrie could only rely on her own battle techniques to forcefully carve out a path of blood. Seeing that the Mountain River list participants were planning to escape, how could Princess Mu Yi let them succeed? Her goal was not only for the large amount of resources in Qin Creek, but also for the astonishing talents of the younger generation. Their spirits were what Princess Mu Yi valued the most. Very quickly, the door was sealed by a large number of spirit demon beings. Valkyrie was still preparing to break out, but the roof of the sacred palace suddenly opened up, and a gigantic spirit demon hand smashed down. Seeing that, Valkyrie's face changed. She immediately activated a mystical technique to block. A gigantic pure and holy orchid flew out and struck the spirit demon hand. But the spirit demon hand was shockingly strong, and instantly tore the orchid apart, ruthlessly destroying the flower. Valkyrie was struck by the spirit demon hand, and was flung out, crashing heavily onto the ground. She spat out 2 mouthfuls of blood, her face extremely pale. "Miss!" Seeing that, the blade and sword lady shouted anxiously. She turned her head and looked at the spirit demon beings around her, and roared, "I will fight it out with all of you!" "Don't, Xiao Shui!" Valkyrie shouted. They are a fourth-stage spirit star realm cultivator, don't be rash. Come back! She was almost hysterical as she screamed. Xiao Shui's entire body trembled. Not knowing if she was afraid or obeying Valkyrie's orders, she rushed forward and had no choice but to stop. Valkyrie's entire body was filled with treasures, and she had an innate sense of battle, so her words were extremely convincing. Just that, Valkyrie's shout of a fourth-stage spirit star realm cultivator had completely and utterly shocked everyone. A green light aura covered the sky above the sacred palace. Following that, a figure slowly descended from the sky. Spirit Demon Chi. The dense spirit demon Chi continued to float. Everyone knew that it was a great spirit demon. He looked old, dressed in a loose green robe. On the robe were some strange spirit demon beast patterns. It was extremely strange, and what caused people to be even more startled was that on his forehead there was a vertical eye. For a spirit demon to appear like a deity, it was truly ironic. With the arrival of the Almighty Being, adding the departure of Wanzhong Tian, by Feng Yi and the rest, the sacred palace did not have much fighting power left. Single Yang Flame Yenyu, Lin Tian Yin and the rest gathered together, continuously moving towards the four officials. Everyone had put down all their prejudices, and stood back to back, hoping to survive. Outside the sacred palace came out a large number of explosions and shouts. Without asking, they knew that Qin Creek's reinforcements had arrived, but no one had entered the sacred palace, so it could be seen that Mu Yi had other helpers. With the arrival of the Almighty Being, the spirit demon beings around immediately shouted out, "We greet Master Pu Yao." The shouts were earth-shattering. But the person who came did not care about the spirit demon beings. Instead, he respectfully walked to Mu Yi, knelt down on both knees and spoke out, "We greet your highness. Don't be so courteous." Mu Yi did not even look at him. Although the person's cultivation was much higher than hers, she did not care. Master was worried that your highness would be in danger, so he sent this servant to help your highness. It doesn't matter if you come or not, the situation here is more or less settled. Mu Yi said indifferently. When this servant arrived here, I sensed 3 extremely powerful spirit chi in Qin Creek. These spirit chi are on par with me. This servant can block one of them, but I am afraid that it will be difficult to block 3. But the masters of the 3 spirit chi seem to be in closed-door cultivation, and will not come out anytime soon. Your Highness, we need to move quickly. If they come out, we will be in danger. Pu Yao said. Hearing that, Mu Yi frowned, but did not say much, and only nodded her head. Pu Yao immediately stood up. He closed his eyes and chanted a few chants. In that moment, a gigantic light circle appeared beneath his feet. The light circle became bigger and bigger, and like a wave, it spread out in all directions, entering every single spirit demon being's body. In that moment, all the spirit demon beings seemed to have taken stimulants. Their fighting strength explosively increased, their spirit demon chi also quickly rose, and every single spirit demon being's strength increased greatly. Seeing such a change, everyone's face changed. Do we still have any hope of breaking out? And there's even a 4th stage spirit star realm cultivator. Everyone was in despair. Who could escape from a 4th stage spirit star realm cultivator? So, a few of the spirit demon beings approached Su Yun again. Qing swallowed a pill, and forcefully supported her body to rush over. Su Yun did not dare hesitate, and used his sword to assist her. But it was difficult for 2 fists to fight against 4 hands. There were too many spirit demon beings. Many of them were heavily injured, and the spirit demon beings had their blades on their necks, preventing them from moving. Only a few of them were still resisting. Mu Yi saw that everyone had more or less cleaned up, and did not waste any more time. She turned and spoke to the people beside her. Take out the things you brought, and take away their spirits. The rest of you go and destroy the circular formation above, and take everything away. Yes. The spirit demon beings shouted. Chapter 303. The spirit demon beings moved a step further. A few of them had already passed the 4 officials who were on the verge of death, and rushed towards the circle formation behind. The other spirit demon beings took out glass bottle-like treasures, and imbued spirit demon chi into them, as though they were preparing for some ceremony. Mu-Yi turned her gaze towards Su-Yun. Seeing that Su-Yun had killed a few spirit demon beings with his bare hands, her face became ugly. She shifted her gaze, and when she saw Su-Yu-Rong, who was sliced into pieces, she waved her hand, and in that moment, the pieces on the ground quickly congealed together, and in the blink of an eye, they transformed into a perfect Su-Yu-Rong. What? Su-Yun, who had just sliced a spirit demon being into two, upon seeing that, he immediately opened his eyes wide, unable to believe what he was seeing. Su-Yu-Rong crawled up stiffly, she twisted her neck and arms, and a burst of crackling sounds came out. She then took a deep breath, turned and bowed respectfully to Mu-Yi. "Thank you, Your Highness. How did you lose so quickly?" Mu-Yi's pupils congealed, revealing a cold intent. Su-Yu-Rong anxiously cupped her fists and lowered her head. "Your Highness, if it was just Su-Yun alone, this subordinate would definitely not be afraid, but Su-Yun and the slut beside him attacked this subordinate at the same time. This subordinate was careless, and thus fell into his trap." But in the next second Su-Yu-Rong's entire body trembled, her face was frighteningly white, she fell to the ground and spasmed, as though she was suffering from endless pain, and continued to shout, "Your Highness, please spare me, Your Highness, please spare me." Mu-Yi's green eyes flashed, and she stopped her technique. Su-Yu-Rong was freed, but she did not dare lie on the ground. She endured the pain and anxiously stood up and kowtowed to Mu-Yi. "Thank you, Your Highness, thank you, Your Highness. Trash will always be trash, don't find excuses for your own incompetence. You have to admit it." With that, she walked over to the people who were surrounded by the spirit demon beings. "All of you stop." A clear and cold voice came out. Immediately, the demons stopped their attacks and retreated, surrounding this group of people. Yen Yu, Lin Tian-yin, Chang Hong, Mo Yi and the rest gathered together, protecting the 4 spirit star realm experts. All of their faces were filled with seriousness, the ground was littered with corpses, some were mountain river list people, some were spirit demon beings, the green and red liquid converged to form a strange color, flowing out. "Children, you don't have to worry too much." Just then, the old lady with the surname Chun sat up, her face pale white as she looked at the spirit demon people around her, and said, "Although we have been attacked by these despicable spirit demon people, causing us to lose all of our profound spirit chi, but that does not mean that we can just sit and wait for death. At the crucial moment, if we self-destruct, how can they dare to do anything to us?" When everyone heard this, their eyes lit up, and a trace of hope appeared in their hearts. That's right, 4 first and second stage spirit star realm experts, if they self-destructed, how powerful would that be? No matter how strong these people were, they would definitely not be able to withstand the power of self-detonation. Unexpectedly, just then, the lady called Mu-Yi snorted. "Self-destruct? What a joke! If all of you self-detonate, I am afraid the entire Chin Creek will be destroyed." "What? You want to drag the entire Chin Creek down with us? If you truly dare, then this Empress's death will not be regretted." When she said that, the old lady's face immediately became ugly. Just 4 first and second stage spirit star realm existences, why would this old man give you the chance to self-detonate? Pu Yao, who was beside Mu-Yi, said, "Just 4 first and second stage spirit star realm existences, only a rarely seen peak expert like him would dare to say such words." Everyone present was still feeling dizzy. 4th stage spirit star realm existences, they had only seen spirit star realm existences in their own sex and Chin Creek. 4th stage spirit star realm existences were rarely seen in their lives. "If you are here for us, then do it, these children are innocent." Another old man's eyes released a light aura as he spoke. "Whether they are innocent or not, it is not up to you to say it. Furthermore, this Empress is not here for you, but for all of you." Mu-Yi said indifferently. She then looked at all of them, and her gaze finally landed on Qing. Ching Er's face became ugly, but with Su Yun by her side, she was not afraid. Just now, when this useless slave of mine wanted to take revenge on him, did you help him? Mu Yi asked slowly, her voice extremely calm. What do you want? Without waiting for Ching Er to speak, Su Yun bellowed. In the next second, Mu Yi suddenly made her move, her pure white hand spun and transformed into a jade-green spirit demon arrow, directly thrusting towards Ching. Seeing that, Su Yun's expression tensed up. He immediately took action to block, but when he moved, he was immediately suppressed by an extremely strong pressure, causing him to be unable to move. It was Pu Yao, who was a 4th-stage Spirit Star Realm cultivator. Ching Er's face turned pale white. She immediately raised her sword to block, only to see the sword tip releasing a clang sound, blocking the spirit demon arrow. But in the next second, the 4th-stage Spirit Star Realm cultivator Pu Yao attacked again. His eyes tensed up, a burst of spirit force rippled out, causing the spirit demon chi on Ching Er's sword to increase by 100 times. She was caught off guard and was immediately flung out, landing not far away and spitting out blood. It was extremely difficult for her to stand up again. In terms of strength, the current Ching was definitely not afraid of the spirit demon princess. Even if she could not defeat her, she could at least protect herself. But the experts beside the spirit demon princess were not people that Ching could fight against. Ching Su Yun's eyes were blood-red. He immediately rushed over and carried her up. Cough cough, young master, I'm fine. Ching coughed a few times, and forced a smile on her face. Damn it! Su Yun turned his head and stared fiercely at Mu Yi. He wanted to tear her into pieces. You wrong. Mu Yi called out indifferently. Your Highness! Now, there shouldn't be anyone who will help Su Yun. Since you want to take revenge, then hurry up, we don't have much time. One-on-one, behead him, and imprison his spirit. Can you do it? If Yu Rong is unable to do it, I am willing to accept any punishment. Su Yu Rong's face revealed a sinister smile. She turned and walked towards Su Yun. Seeing that, Su Yun's eyes flashed with evil intent. All the opponents that he had faced previously did not make him hate Su Yu Rong as much as he did. He carried Ching to the old lady's side and said gently, Ching wait for me here, I will settle everything. Young master, don't go. Ching anxiously grabbed onto his sleeves, but at the moment, she had suffered a sneak attack from a 4th-stage Spirit Star Realm cultivator. How could she have any strength left? Su Yun stood up and walked towards the front of the group, without looking back. Valkyrie, who was being supported by Xiao Shui, stared at the figure that walked out of the group, a look of astonishment flashing past her eyes. Yen Yu, Mo Yi and the rest all looked at Su Yun. Just that, none of the Mountain River List participants placed their hopes on Su Yun, since he was only fighting with Su Yu Rong. Even if he won, it would not change the situation. The spirit demon people all retreated in a circle, leaving Su Yun and Su Yu Rong standing in the circle. Su Yu Rong released her spirit demon chi. Her eyes filled with fanaticism, her slightly swollen body flickered with a green light, making her look extremely bewitching. Do you know why I came back to life? Su Yu Rong laughed sinisterly. Because your highness bestowed upon me the puppet heart. The current me is not a human, nor a spirit demon, but a puppet. Even if you cut me into pieces, I can still reassemble myself. Haha, Su Yun, I have waited for this battle for so many years. Today, I will dig your heart out. I will take revenge for killing you. Ha 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 ha. Revenge for killing you. Su Yu Rong, if you did not covet Ching why would I touch you? Su Yun said coldly. Humph, Su Ching that slut, her talent is high, the yin chi in her body is strong, she does not follow me, that is because she has eyes but cannot see. But since you are not willing, I, Su Yu Rong, naturally have my own methods to deal with you. Su Yun, today you will die here, wait for you to die, see how I torture your Su Ching. Su Yu Rong's smile became more and more pleased. Su Yun's chest felt as though it was about to explode, the overflowing rage was about to burn him. If a person had a weak spot, then Su Qing was his weak spot, but this weak spot could not be touched. He held onto the death sword and pointed it at Mu Yi and Pu Yao. You guys really won't help? I have already given her a chance. If she still cannot kill you, then she deserves to die, but your ending will not change. Mu Yi said indifferently. That's not bad. Su Yun's eyes revealed a trace of coldness, with a trace of killing intent. But the coldness was for Su Yurong, while the killing intent was for Mu Yi and Pu Yao, but it was a pity, the two of them did not sense the cold intent. Su Yurong, use your trump card, let me see what you have learned from this woman. Su Yun stabbed the death sword in front of him, and bellowed. You will definitely not expect this. Su Yurong laughed, her face suddenly contorted, and then she bellowed, Puppet spirit demon spirit. With that said, all the joints on her body opened up, and a large amount of green spirit bodies rushed out. All of the spirit bodies opened up their terrifying claws, fiercely tearing at Su Yun. But Su Yun did not move, looking at the terrifying evil spirits. His pale white face did not have any expression, only his eyes flickered with a black light, and occasionally flashed with a red light. But with a casual wave of the death sword, the sword tip released a large pulling force, sucking all of the evil spirits in. Su Yurong was startled. Mu Yi and the rest's faces congealed. Your Highness, that sword seems to be unusual, Pu Yao said softly. Mu Yi nodded her head and did not say a word. No one knew that the death sword was extremely fond of spirit bodies, especially those that were filled with power. What? Su Yurong? Is that all? Su Yun's words were filled with disdain. You. Su Yurong secretly clenched her teeth, her eyes filled with ruthlessness. She took a deep breath and suddenly spun her body. Mist sword, and inside the mist, a large number of spirit demon chi appeared. She took a step forward and rushed towards Su Yun. The sky full of spirit demon chi swept over like a gale. The large number of claws danced frantically, as though she wanted to devour Su Yun and grind him to pieces. Is that all? Su Yun suddenly laughed. His laughter was extremely arrogant, the corner of his mouth was filled with disdain and contempt. His eyes had a look of being high above, as though the person rushing towards him was just an unremarkable creature. Su Yun, you will pay the price for your arrogance. Su Yurong was completely enraged, and with an aura that could destroy everything, she rushed forward. But, just as she was about to reach Su Yun's eyes suddenly turned black, and a large amount of pitch-black chi leaked out from his skin. The tens of thousands of evil spirit essences in his body were all activated. Evil chi leaked out, the cold, crazy, brutal, fearless and terrifying evil spirit chi exploded out like a tornado with Su Yun as the center. What? The four officials opened their eyes wide, looking at the scene in shock. Evil chi, this is evil chi. Yen Yu shouted crazily. Is Su Yun an evil realm being? Su Yun is actually an evil realm being. Oh my god, why does he have evil chi? Previously, we said he was a demonic realm being, and now he has evil chi. Is he a demonic realm being or an evil realm being? What exactly is he? Why is it like this? Voices of fear came out continuously. All of the participants were extremely shocked. The four officials' faces were extremely ugly. First it was the spirit demon beings, now it was the evil realm being, the Grand Qin Creek. To actually allow the spirit demon to quietly enter, if this were to spread, how would the Qin Creek people have the face to stand? Mu Yi and the rest's faces congealed. Su Yun raised the death sword in his hand, his mouth revealing a cold, evil smile. Suddenly, he held the sword with both hands and slashed horizontally. Evil slash. Whoosh. A gigantic pitch-black sword chi shot out from the death sword's body, directly slashing towards Su Yurong. You can't stop me with just this. Su Yurong roared, ignoring the sword chi, she continued to rush towards Su Yun. But, just as the sword chi was about to reach Su Yurong, A large number of fierce and sinister evil spirits came out from the sword chi. They extended out even more sinister and powerful claws, directly grabbing onto Su Yurong, who was in the spirit demon mist, and frantically attacked her. Creak. One of Su Yurong's arms was ripped off, her body was tattered and covered in blood. Her face changed, her heart jumped. When had she ever seen such a terrifying technique? She immediately activated her treasure to flash out of the spirit demon mist and retreated. Su Yun stopped in his tracks, staring at Su Yurong. He suddenly transformed into an evil wind, crashing forward. The cold evil chi converged together, and like a meat grinder, it rushed forward. Suppressive evil shadow. The ruthless sword chi pervaded the air. Su Yurong looked at the evil chi in front of her, her face pale white. She thought that after entering the spirit demon Dao and following Princess Mu Yi, she would be able to be reborn and step on Su Yun. But today, Su Yun's display of strength had far exceeded her imagination. She never thought that Su Yun would actually be possessed by the evil spirits. Chapter 304. Walla. The pitch-black evil chi whirlwind was like the mouth of a ferocious beast. In a moment it swallowed Su Yurong. The evil chi split out a large number of sword images and evil spirit claws, filling up the entire place, not leaving a single gap. People stared at this ferocious and brutal scene in a daze. Those with weaker cultivations were already trembling with fear. Regardless of whether it was Yen Yu's technique or Li Muqing's technique, in front of this, it was like the difference between a junior and a senior. So, the most terrifying person in the Mountain River list was not the Valkyrie or Wanzhong Tian, but the person called Wu Yun, Su Yun. In the blink of an eye, Su Yun stopped. The gust of wind dispersed, revealing his body covered in fresh blood. The blood mist around him dissipated with the wind, and Su Yurong's body had long disappeared. She was completely killed, not even her flesh was left. This time, even if Mu Yi had the ability to transcend the heavens, she would not be able to revive Su Yurong. This is evil sword technique. Just then, Pu Yao seemed to have noticed something and bellowed, "Man, you are from the evil sword sect?" Evil sword sect? This Pu Yao's cultivation was high, and his knowledge was definitely broader than the average person. From his tone, could he be related to the evil sword sect? Thinking about that, Su Yun nodded. "I am indeed from the evil sword sect." "Great." Pu Yao nodded his head and laughed. "Your Highness, the evil sword sect is our first stop in the evil realm. If we bring him back and torture him, we can force him to divulge information about the evil sword sect. In the future, it will be beneficial for us to take action against the evil sword sect." "Good." Mu Yi nodded her head. F***ck. Su Yun was enraged. "In the end, you still want to kill me. Your talent is very high. I need your soul." Mu Yi replied indifferently, "And you killed my men, how can I let you go?" "Heh, do you think you have the ability to kill me?" Su Yun said coldly. As soon as he finished speaking, the hall became silent. Then, loud laughter rang out. Ha 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 ha! The demonic people in the surroundings let out ear-piercing laughter. Their laughter converged into an unpleasant sound that floated above the hall. Ha 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 ha! Is this person brainless? Our Master Pu Yao is here, and you still dare to say such words. Once Master Pu Yao takes action, he can easily squash you to death with his little finger. He really doesn't know the immensity of heaven and earth. Your Highness, this subordinate suggests that we extract this person's soul and torture him first before refining him. We'll make him pay for his arrogant words." "I agree." "I agree as well." The demons giggled. Mu Yi did not care about the little spirit demons, her eyes staring intently at Su Yun. "Do you remember the sprite's shadow?" She spoke softly, her voice filled with killing intent. "You killed my subordinates, stole my magic treasure, and made me lose face time and time again. Su Yun, I don't know where you got the courage to say such words, but at this point, even the God of Heaven can't save you." "God? Today, I'm going to be the Emperor for once." Mu Yi. If you have the ability, do you dare to let your subordinates fight me alone? Su Yun bellowed. Overestimating yourself. Mu Yi looked at Pu Yao beside her. Pu Yao understood and immediately moved. With a speed as fast as light, he attacked Su Yun. In that moment, all the spirit demon beings around Su Yun were forced to retreat. The aura he released was unprecedented and ferocious. He was still standing there, but it was just a shadow. The real body had already closed in. No one present could keep up with his speed. Even the 4 Spirit Star Realm officials could only see a blur in front of them. Voila! A sinister spirit demon hand grabbed onto Su Yun's neck. With that move, Su Yun's neck would definitely be broken. But just as Pu Yao was about to attack, a whooshing sound was heard, and a pitch-black whirlwind with Su Yun as the center spread out, and at the same time, the ground in front of Su Yun suddenly split open, and a 5 m tall, gigantic blood-colored tombstone appeared. Pu Yao's attack landed on the tombstone, causing him to fly out and fall to the ground. His face was extremely pale, and when he looked at his hand, it was actually smashed. That's the sprite's shadow consummate technique. Mu Yi frowned. Be careful, this guy has many treasures, and all of them are treasures. Blood-colored tombstone, low grade. It is able to return all the damage to the attacker. Su Yun said indifferently. Even a 4th stage Spirit Star Realm cultivator was not spared. The tombstone crumbled, revealing Su Yun's pale white face. At that moment, he did not hesitate and immediately activated the heavenly crystal in his chest. In that moment, the spirit chi in his body exploded. With an astonishing might, the terrifying concept enveloped the entire sacred palace. Heavenly crystal? Seeing that, Mu Yi frowned. Pu Yao stood up and stared at Su Yun. A look of astonishment surfaced in his eyes, but very quickly, the astonishment disappeared. Princess, do not panic. He is just a 6th-stage Spirit Soul Realm cultivator. Even if he uses the heavenly crystal, his strength will not increase by much. I think he is at most a 1st-stage Spirit Star Realm cultivator. Pu Yao said. His words were true. Su Yun's spirit chi stopped abruptly when he reached the 1st stage of the Spirit Star Realm. The heavenly crystal was truly powerful, but towards the end, the gap between every realm was extremely large. The current heavenly crystal could increase Su Yun's strength by 5 realms, but once he reached the Spirit Star Realm, he would only be able to increase his strength by 1 realm. But even so, it was still heaven-defying. After all, many people spent their entire lives, and were unable to cultivate to the next realm. 1st stage Spirit Star Realm. Valkyrie muttered from behind. Miss, he is just relying on treasures. There is nothing special about it. In terms of martial techniques, Miss is many times stronger than him. Xiao Shui, who was by the side, anxiously said. Martial techniques do not represent strength. Strength includes cultivation, martial techniques, mystical techniques, treasures and all the other factors. Su Yun's treasure can allow him to enter the 1st stage of the Spirit Star Realm. I cannot win against him. In terms of strength, I am not his match. Valkyrie secretly clenched her fists tightly, her eyes filled with a dense passion. Other than Valkyrie, Yen Yu, Mo Yi, Lin Tian-yin and the rest all looked at Su Yun with passionate gazes. Seeing that his strength had risen to such a level in such a short period of time, everyone knew that Su Yun still had a trump card. Maybe he could give everyone a glimmer of hope. Although he was still not Pu Yao's opponent, but other than Pu Yao, no one else could do anything to him. Pu Yao. Just then Mu Yi spoke out. Your Highness. The strongest cultivator you killed, what was his cultivation? Pu Yao thought for a moment, then cupped his fists. 3rd stage of the Spirit Star Realm. How long did you take? We fought for 3 days and 3 nights. Then how long did you need to kill him? Mu Yi asked seriously. Hearing that, Pu Yao's stern face unexpectedly revealed a look of disdain. 1 incense stick worth of time. Good. 1 incense stick worth of time. If you are unable to kill him, I will hand you over to my imperial father to punish you. Hearing that, Pu Yao's sunken eyes suddenly became cold, his figure moved, and he rushed towards Su Yun again. This time, he was serious. The entire sacred palace erupted with a pressure that no one could resist. All of the spirit demon beings and Mountain River list participants were forced back by the pressure, all the way to the corner of the walls before stopping, leaving behind a large, empty space. Su Yun felt as though a god was rushing towards him. A strange feeling of not wanting to resist surfaced in his heart. This feeling was almost fatal. If a person lost his will to fight, would he still be a threat? Die! Pu Yao bellowed and slammed his palm down. There was no magnificent light aura, no terrifying chi. It was an ordinary palm, as though it was a joke between friends. But the calmer it was, the more terrifying it was. Su Yun held on to his last bit of bravery, and used the death sword to block Pu Yao. Boom! An earth-shattering explosion sound resonated out from the death sword. Before Su Yun could even react, his entire being was flung to the ground, fiercely smashing into the ground. The entire sacred palace sunk by 3 inches, the ground was completely shattered. Even the people around the sacred palace were affected by the force, swaying left and right. Some of the more heavily injured people even spat out blood. Su Yun was in a daze. He felt the profound spirit chi in his body dispersing, his blood surging. It was extremely unbearable. He anxiously crawled up, only to see Pu Yao rushing over again. To not die after taking one of my attacks, you have some ability, but you won't be so lucky every time. So, Su Yun threw the death sword towards Pu Yao. In the next moment, all the sub-swords flew out. The astonishing sword concept, with the support of a first-stage spirit star realm cultivation, struck out like a huge mountain. But Pu Yao waved both of his hands in the air. A wave of spirit demon chi transformed into a large blade, slashing all the sub-swords apart. A portion of the sub-swords that came into contact with the spirit demon blade were sliced into pieces, including the engraved dragon blade. Seeing that, Su Yun frowned. "Young master, be careful." Seeing that, Qing who was heavily injured, screamed out, and was about to rush out. "Qing don't come over!" Su Yun roared. Following that, he extended his hand out and grabbed onto the red sword on his back. Everyone, including the Valkyrie, Mo Yi, and the others, widened their eyes when they saw this. Wu Yun's sword had always been on his back, but they had never seen him use it before, so at that moment, everyone wanted to see what was so special about the sword. Su Yun unsheathed the sword without hesitation. A red light flashed and slashed towards Pu Yao. But Pu Yao did not dodge at all, allowing the sword tip to stab into his chest, while his hand once again struck towards Su Yun. Boom! Su Yun was instantly flung out, crashing into the barrier of the sacred palace. The enchantment of the sacred palace automatically activated, but after activating 10 of them, 8 of them were destroyed, and the walls were completely turned into fine powder. Su Yun, you only have this much strength? Mu Yi frowned, as though she was extremely disappointed with Su Yun's strength. It was not only Mu Yi, even the participants were disappointed. They never thought that the sword that Su Yun had unsheathed would be so useless. It was such a good opportunity, but it did not even injure Pu Yao, and instead, he had taken Pu Yao's attack. Su Yun coughed intensely, spitting out a mouthful of black blood. He struggled to stand up, his pale white face revealing a smile. "Who said so?" Pu Yao's face changed. Suddenly, he seemed to have sensed something. He anxiously lowered his head and looked at his chest, only to see that there was a deep red dot on his chest. Buzz 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 buzz. Suddenly, the sword sheath on Su Yun's back started to tremble frantically, as though something was moving restlessly inside the sword sheath. He removed the sword sheath and threw it into the air. In that moment, the sword sheath opened up, and a wave of swords flowed out, straight towards Pu Yao, the dot on his chest. In that moment, it was as though the entire sacred palace was filled with swords. Chapter 305. The swords wrapped around Pu Yao and slashed crazily. The immortal mystical scarlet blood sword had subdued a total of 1037 sub-swords. How terrifying was that? They were attracted by the imprint, and seemed to have abandoned everything to attack the imprint. Facing the bombardment of so many mystical swords, even Pu Yao was unable to hold on, and was forced to retreat by the 1,000 swords, his qi becoming chaotic. The people in the palace could only see the sword images flying around, and the people on the other side could not even see the person on the other side. So powerful! Valkyrie's face changed. That sword of his is not weaker than my 100 transformations divine weapon. I never thought that Su Yun would have such a method. Could he be able to fight against a 4th stage Spirit Star Realm cultivator? That's impossible. Lin Tian-yin trembled. At that moment, who dared to look down on Su Yun, the first in the Mountain River list? He was the uncrowned king. Taking the chance, Su Yun raised the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword and rushed forward. Great evil sword technique. He bellowed and slashed with his sword, causing 2 blood-red evil spirits to emerge from the sword blade, one on the left and one on the right. They started to dance around like 2 tornadoes. They flew towards Pu Yao. But Pu Yao was not an ordinary person. He quickly waved his sword to block the 1,000 swords, and at the same time, he chanted an incantation, activating an unknown mystical technique. A large amount of spirit demon qi appeared behind him. Following that, 2 gigantic spirit demon hands appeared from within the spirit demon qi, swaying left and right like a palm leaf fan, knocking away all the sub-swords. Su Yun's eyes flashed with a trace of evil intent. He got closer to Pu Yao and brandished his sword. With the support of the heavenly crystal, his cultivation was at least at the 1st stage of the Spirit Star Realm, combined with the limitless sword arts and the great evil sword technique. Even if he could not defeat Pu Yao, he could at least hold on for a while. There's not much time left. Just then, Mu Yi bellowed, as though she was giving an ultimatum. Pu Yao's face changed. He suddenly shouted out, "Nip, bite, tear, chew, pull." With that said, he opened his mouth wide. His mouth enlarged infinitely, and directly swallowed Su Yun. Su Yun anxiously kept the death sword and slashed down, then waved the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword, allowing the 1,000 sub-swords to attack Pu Yao from the right. But, ding-dang, the death sword was struck away by Pu Yao's sharp teeth, and was shaken out of his hands. The death sword spun a few rounds in the air, and steadily landed in front of Mu Yi. Facing the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword's attack, Pu Yao forcefully used his profound spirit qi to block it. He was not willing to give up on the attack, and directly bit down. Su Yun's eyes congealed. His face suddenly became sinister. He raised his hand, and the ring on his finger flashed. Roar! A large number of Tiger King illusory figures appeared around Pu Yao. They surrounded Pu Yao, all of them releasing soul-shaking roars. Tiger King omnidirectional roar. Sprite's shadow. But this roar only interrupted Pu Yao's bite. He was still able to attack even though he was dizzy. After he stopped, Pu Yao attacked again with his palm. Although Su Yun's cultivation was not weak, but he could not keep up with Pu Yao's speed. His chest was struck, and he fell straight to the ground. Bang! The ground cracked, dust flew everywhere, and Su Yun himself, no one knew if he was dead or alive. "Young master!" Qing Er released a heart-wrenching scream, and forced herself to run over. "Valkyrie, help me stop her!" Just then, Su Yun's hoarse voice came out. Valkyrie was startled, but at that moment, everyone's lives were in Su Yun's hands, so without hesitation, she immediately sent Xiao Shui to stop Qing Er, who had lost all reason. Su Yun crawled up from the ground with difficulty. The skin on his entire body had split open, and threads of evil qi leaked out from his skin. If it was anyone else, they would definitely die. Not dead yet? Mu Yi seemed to be unhappy, her eyebrows frowning. "Don't worry, Your Highness, it's over." Pu Yao descended from the sky. He cupped his fists towards Mu Yi, then strode forward, killing intent soaring as he walked towards Su Yun. "That's right, it's over." What surprised everyone was that Su Yun suddenly laughed, his face filled with madness, his eyes filled with ferocity. What other trump cards do you have? I have a lot of trump cards. Why? Do you want to see them? Pu Yao said indifferently. This old man has lived for over 1,000 years and has seen countless of things. To be able to see the heavenly crystal and sprite's shadow in one person's body, it has truly broadened my horizons. I want to see, what other treasures do you have that are stronger than these two treasures? Relax, this treasure has no effect on other people, but to you spirit demon people, it has a fatal effect. Su Yun laughed, suddenly, his eyes flashed, a black light surged out, evil qi wreaking havoc. In that moment, the death sword that was in front of Mu Yi suddenly released a gigantic evil spirit, directly extending its sharp claws towards Mu Yi's head. A sudden change occurred. The spirit demon people's faces turned pale white. Your Highness, be careful. Pu Yao was shocked and immediately rushed forward. Mu Yi was not slow, her face changed, she anxiously raised her hand, releasing a spirit demon chi blade, slicing the evil spirit's claws, resolving the danger. But in the next second she did not dare to move, because unknowingly, a blood-red sword had appeared behind her. The sword was right at her heart, a large amount of evil chi enveloping the sword. Upon piercing through, the evil chi would devour all the organs in her body, and at that time she would be helpless. And the person holding the sword was Su Yun. Mu Yi took a deep breath, the astonishment in her eyes difficult to calm down. She never thought that at such a crucial moment, Su Yun would suddenly appear behind her, and capture her. The evil spirit on the sword was purposely activated by you, right? Your goal was to attract my attention, and then you would suddenly make a move and subdue me? Mu Yi said indifferently. Not only did I purposely activate the evil spirit, even the death sword was purposely struck by Pu Yao, and landed beside you, bringing me along. If not, how would I be able to sneak an attack on you? Su Yun hugged Mu Yi's beautiful white neck. His arm moved slightly. The sharp immortal mystical scarlet blood sword immediately pierced through her clothes, dispersing her profound spirit chi, and pierced into her back. Mu Yi's face changed. So from the start to the end you fought with Pu Yao, your goal was me. She did not doubt Su Yun's methods in the slightest. How could a sky martial artist, who had already entered the evil path, be a merciful person? Despicable ant! Quickly release Princess Mu Yi. If not, I will make sure you die without a burial. Pu Yao was enraged, he bellowed, and with that said, he activated a mystical technique, releasing his spirit pressure, wanting to force Su Yun to submit. Don't move! Su Yun bellowed. If not, I can guarantee that your princess will be the same as Su Yurong, not even dregs will be left. With that said, the 1,000 overswords flew over uniformly, enveloping Su Yun and Mu Yi tightly. Every sword's body released a large number of evil spirits, all of them staring at Mu Yi like hungry beasts. Mu Yi, I advise you not to act blindly without thinking. I have the support of the heavenly crystal. My current strength is not weaker than yours. Furthermore, I have the sprite's shadow, monarch occult force and other treasures, adding the swords around us. As long as I think about it, I can immediately cut you into pieces. Do not doubt my methods, because those who doubt me are all dead. Su Yun used a bit of strength and pushed, causing Mu Yi to snort lightly, but she did not say anything. Whoosh! Just then, Pu Yao rushed back, and in the blink of an eye, he grabbed a person and rushed over. Looking, it was Qing-er. Su Yun, if you do not wish for Qing-er to die in front of you, then let me go. If not, I will let Pu Yao eat Qing-er's spirit in front of you. Mu Yi bellowed. But just as she said that, "Pa!" a clear sound came out in the quiet sacred palace. Everyone held their breath. Pairs of eyes stared at Su Yun in shock. Your Highness! Pu Yao and the rest shouted. On Mu Yi's pure white and flawless face, a clear palm print appeared. Although Mu Yi had the protection of the profound spirit chi, Su Yun's palm had also activated the profound spirit chi, and directly left a mark on her face. Mu Yi was startled. She suddenly turned her head and looked at Su Yun, who was beside her in a daze. She felt her face burning up. It was not painful, but in front of so many people, she had actually received a slap from Su Yun. "Why you dare to hit me?" Mu Yi muttered, her eyes opened wide, revealing a look of fear. "Not only do I dare to hit you, I dare to kill you." Su Yun's expression turned sinister. "If you say such words again, I will hit you again. You Su Yun. I want you to die a horrible death." Mu Yi clenched her teeth in anger. Let's see who will die first. You better let me go, if not you will not have a good ending." "You want me to let you go?" "It's not that simple. If I am soft-hearted now, Qing and I will lose our lives. Since that's the case, how can I let you go?" "Pu Yao. I will start counting now. If you do not let Qing go, every 2 breaths of time, I will slap your princess once. If you insist on killing Qing I don't care. At most, I will drag your princess down with me. I don't believe that in your hearts, your princess's life is worth less than Qing-er's." "You!" Mu Yi roared. "Pu Yao! Kill Su Qing for me. I want Su Yun to regret this for the rest of his life." "Kill!" Su Yun also screamed out loud, as though he had gone mad. His eyes were blood red, the 1,000 swords were closing in, as though they could take Mu Yi's life at any moment. "Pu Yao! If you have the guts, kill me. If you make a move, if I don't kill your princess, I will be a turtle grandson. Come!" At that moment, he was completely crazy. Qing sat on the ground, watching the scene. She bit her lips, her eyes drooped, thinking about something. She could see what her young master was facing. The incompetent young master of the past, the young master who was despised and cursed by everyone, was now standing there like a god. "Su Yun, you better let Princess Mu Yi go. Don't say that I did not give you a chance. If you insist on not letting her go, I have my ways. The methods of a 4th-stage Spirit Star Realm cultivator is not something you can imagine." Pu Yao pretended to be calm and said seriously, "Imagine your mother." Su Yun scolded. "You want to scare me? If you had the ability, you would have done it in the morning. Why waste your breath on me?" "Pu Yao, if you truly want to take your princess's life as a joke, then come, I will self-detonate, and take your princess down with me. A Spirit Star Realm cultivator is enough to kill your princess, right?" "You!" Pu Yao's face turned pale white. "Su Yun." Mu Yi's heart was burning with rage. At that moment, she felt an unprecedented humiliation. Seeing that the spirit demon beings around did not dare to make a move, Pu Yao stood in his original position, not daring to breathe. Su Yun knew that he had control of the situation. "Qing come here." Su Yun bellowed. Qing looked at Pu Yao with hesitation. Seeing that he did not have any intention to stop her, she immediately walked over. "Very good." Su Yun heaved a sigh of relief, then said, "My beloved Princess Mu Yi, I need you to do 2 things now. You have to agree. If you don't, I think your life will be taken by me." "What is it?" Mu Yi asked coldly. "Make Pu Yao kneel down." Su Yun took out the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword and said fiercely. But, before Mu Yi could say anything, Pu Yao knelt down. "You are quite loyal," Su Yun sneered. "Previously when Qing received Mu Yi's attack, you were the one who did it, right? Now I want you to cut off both your arms." "What?" Hearing that, Pu Yao was startled. Chapter 306. If he lost both his arms, wouldn't that be crippling his own fighting strength? Although with his strength, he would be able to reattach his arms in a few days, but if he did not have his arms now, how could he fight? Even if he was a 4th-stage Spirit Star Realm cultivator, even if he was a 5th or 6th-stage cultivator, losing both his arms would be a huge blow to him. "Not willing." Su Yun frowned with killing intent. He said sinisterly, "Fine, if you are not willing to hand over your arms, then I can only let your princess do it. Qing chop off both of Mu Yi's arms." Yes. Qing understood tacitly. she immediately unsheathed her sword and acted as though she was going to chop Mu-yi. Ah! Pu Yao finally could not take it anymore. He roared out loud, both of his arms were cut off, spirit demon blood spurting out. He seemed to have become haggard. Everyone's heart trembled, thinking that Pu Yao was truly loyal. After losing both his arms, Pu Yao was no longer a threat. That's right. Su Yun's mouth revealed a smile. He then grabbed onto Mu-yi's arm and pulled her over and spoke into her ears. Get your people to open the doors and let the Mountain River list participants out with the Chin Creek people. Hearing that, Mu-yi frowned and said coldly, Su Yun, aren't you vicious and merciless and selfish? Why are you acting like a bodhisattva today? Bodhisattva? I naturally will not do it casually, but I used the evil sword technique today, and exposed my identity as an evil realm being. If I bring you out, the spirit demon people will not do anything to me, but the Chin Creek experts outside will kill me. Now that I have saved these people, I can at least exchange for a protective talisman, isn't that good? Su Yun said softly. Mu-yi frowned, but did not say anything. Open the doors. Without waiting for her to speak, Su Yun shouted at the spirit demon people. The spirit demon people were stunned. They did not know if they should do it or not, but Pu Yao nodded his head, and the spirit demon people could only open the doors of the sacred palace. Everyone, what are you waiting for? Quick, follow me out of here. Su Yun turned his head, and shouted to the Valkyrie notary and the rest. Everyone was startled, but quickly regained their senses. One by one, they hurriedly crawled up and ran towards Su Yun. At this moment, no matter how heavily injured they still used their last breath to get up. A group of people surrounded Su Yun, and under Su Yun's lead, they slowly moved towards the door. Su Yun, do you know you're finished? Just then, Mu-yi suddenly spoke. It's over? Hee, I only know that I'm about to escape. Escaped? Mu-yi sneered. It doesn't matter if you killed Su Yurong, it doesn't matter if you killed my left and right generals, but you shouldn't have crippled Pu Yao's hand, you shouldn't have kidnapped me. What? Can't I kidnap you? Su Yun said coldly. He extended his hand out and pinched Mu-yi's soft and tender cheeks. He could not stand Mu-yi's high and mighty attitude, causing him to have the urge to smash her to the ground and trample on her. Mu-yi was no longer angry, nor was she annoyed by Su Yun's rudeness, but instead said gently, Su Yun, you don't understand. In the past when you went against me, you only offended me, but this time, you are not offending me, but my royal father. Pu Yao is not my man, he is my royal father's man, adding that you kidnapped my royal father's precious daughter. I believe that not long later, my royal father will personally enter the sky martial continent from the spirit demon Dao, and find you to settle the score. If my royal father makes a move, Su Yun, I, Mu-yi, will not hesitate to say this, in the entire sky martial continent, no one will be able to protect you. Really? Su Yun pretended to be afraid, and trembled. Then, Your Highness, what should I do? Mu-yi hesitated for a moment, then said, Let me go first, then submit to me, and hand over all your treasures. That way, I can consider sparing your and Su Qing-er's lives. Just thinking about it, then forget it. Then I won't think about it, I promise I won't kill the two of you. Mu-yi immediately changed her words. No need. Su Yun laughed without a care. I am not afraid of your father, because there is someone who will protect me from death. There is such a capable person in the sky martial continent? Mu-yi obviously did not believe him. Who said there isn't? Su Yun tightened his grip on Mu-yi's slender jade arm, and said, This one in front of me, can't it protect my life? You want to use me as a shield? You can't. Up to you. Mu-yi said coldly. Then let's cut the crap. Let's go. With Mu-yi's protective talisman, Su Yun and the rest were able to leave without any problems. After exiting the dilapidated sacred palace, there was a dazzling array of green silhouettes outside. Some were flying in the sky, some were crawling on the ground. Each of them had a terrifying face, and each of them had a sinister body. They were all spirit demons. Spirit demons. Spirit demons. Spirit demons. The entire sacred palace was completely occupied by the spirit demons. A large number of Chin Creek people's corpses were being eaten by the spirit demons, the ground was covered with rotten flesh and blood, and in the distance, countless of explosions and shouts could be heard, one after another, multicolored light auras exploded out. It was the Chin Creek reinforcements. Just that, what surprised Su Yun was that the reinforcements that were resisting the Chin Creek reinforcements were not the people filled with spirit demon chi, but existences filled with blood chi. The chi that they released was completely different from the spirit demon chi. It seemed to be more like devil chi. Those are your reinforcements? Su Yun held onto Mu Yi's jade arm and bellowed. Mu Yi's face turned cold, she did not say a word. Ching-er, help me take off the clothes of this high and mighty princess. Su Yun said indifferently. I want her dignity to be completely destroyed in front of everyone. Su Yun, you dare? Mu Yi shouted anxiously. If you do not want me to do it, then be obedient. Speak, who are those people? It's the blood demon Taoist. Mu Yi bit her lips and said. Blood demon Taoist? Hearing that, Su Yun's face changed. You actually colluded with the blood demon Taoist? What? You know about the blood demon Taoist? Mu Yi was surprised. She never thought that he would actually know about the extremely secretive blood demon Taoist in the demonic continent. Could it be that he had stayed in the demonic continent before? Who's the leader? Su Yun took a deep breath and asked. Blood noble. Blood noble. Su Yun's eyes swayed. No one knew what he was thinking, but at that moment, escaping from danger was the most important thing. He anxiously pushed Mu Yi, urging her to move forward. The group of spirit beasts in front of them did not dare stop them, and automatically split apart, allowing them to slowly leave the place. Every pair of spirit beasts stared at them with ill intentions. Move aside. Everyone move aside. Otherwise, I will kill your princess. Su Yun bellowed. Everyone move aside, no one is allowed to block us. Otherwise, I will make sure he dies without a burial ground. Pu Yao, who had lost both of his arms, roared out, causing the spirit demons to tremble and immediately move aside. The densely packed spirit demon army automatically split apart. What's going on? Just at that moment, a figure quickly flew over and blocked in front of Su Yun and the rest. Su Yun and Ching-er looked up and were extremely startled. Prince Fu Su. The two of them cried out involuntarily. Su Yun. Ching-er, why are you guys here? Fu Su was taken aback. You relied on the blood demon Dao? Su Yun took a deep breath and looked at Fu Su with a complicated gaze. You're wrong. Fu Su shook his head. I have always been a member of the blood demon Dao. The real Fu Su died a long time ago. I am an imposter. If not, do you really think that Prince Fu Su's talent is exceptional? No, the real Prince Fu Su is just a mediocre person. Why did you sneak into the Su family? Ching-er asked. What does that have to do with you? The two of you are already traitors of the Su family. The Su family has not given up on killing you. Now, you better pray for yourselves. Prince Fu Su said calmly. Ching-er clenched her teeth, but did not say a word. Ching-er, ignore him, let's go. Su Yun said softly. He was right, the Su family had nothing to do with him. In the eyes of the Su family, his and Ching-er's lives were just things. They were used to exchange for benefits with the profound sky sect. Ching-er nodded her head. However, the group did not move forward for long before another blood-red figure rushed over. This person was wearing a cape. His face could not be seen, but his entire body was filled with blood chi. Upon landing, he raised his palm and fiercely rushed towards Su Yun. The abnormally dense devil chi was like a cold blade, directly slashing over. The killing intent was dense. Be careful. Valkyrie was the first to react. She immediately rushed over, activating the 100 Transformations divine weapon. She blocked the attack. But the person's cultivation was ferocious. Even if the 100 transformations divine weapon transformed into a big shield, it was still broken in one move. Valkyrie was flung back a few meters, fiercely crashing onto the ground, spitting out blood. Young miss. The blade and sword young lady Xiao Shue's eyes were filled with tears. She cried out in sorrow and ran over. Quick, go take care of Valkyrie, don't let the spirit demon hurt her. The old lady of the notary shouted anxiously. A few participants who were lightly injured regained their senses and immediately ran over. Su Yun's face was extremely ugly. He used a bit more strength. The immortal mystical scarlet blood sword's tip had already pierced into Mu Yi's back. The evil spirit force on the sword had already corroded a portion of it. You want Mu Yi to die in front of you? He stared at the blood-red cloaked man and said coldly. Die. Blood Noble said indifferently. You think that by kidnapping Princess Mu Yi, you can make us submit? Humph, we have worked hard for so long, we have meticulously prepared for so long, we cannot fail because of Princess Mu Yi. People, it doesn't matter if you release Princess Mu Yi or kill her, from today onwards, all of you must stay here, no one can leave. Blood Noble, could it be that you do not place my family's princess life in your eyes? Pu Yao, who was behind, was enraged. He rushed forward and stood in front of Su Yun. But Su Yun cautiously retreated, avoiding Pu Yao. He was worried that Pu Yao and Blood Noble were putting on a show and diverting his attention. Pu Yao, look behind you. These are the fresh spirits of the peak of the sky martial continent. They are talented and their spirits are pure. They are not tainted in any way, and there are more than 10 of them, adding the existence of 4 spirit star realm cultivators. Do you know what these spirits can be refined into? Do you know what they can give us? Blood Noble bellowed. I don't care about that, Pu Yao said angrily. I only know that the princess life is more important than anything else. If you insist on taking action, don't blame us for being merciless. Just as he finished speaking, the surrounding demons all pointed their blades at the Blood Noble in unison. Is there an internal conflict? That's a good thing. Su Yun was startled for a moment and then thought happily. Kill! Just then, an ear-piercing sound exploded in front of them. Following that, a few torrents appeared in the sky. The torrents were like gigantic brooms, sweeping down all the demons in the sky. It was unstoppable. The world-shocking pressure descended from the sky, intimidating the entire sacred palace. Pu Yao sensed the qi, and his face became extremely ugly. Princess, not good. The 3 experts from Qin Creek are out. Chapter 307. It's the Senior Guardian Masters. The 3 Senior Guardian Masters are here. The official called Wang Yanhong sensed the spirit qi, and immediately shouted out excitedly. The Senior Guardian Masters are all 4th stage Spirit Star Realm cultivators. If they are here, they will be able to wipe out all the demons. That's great. That's great. Qin Creek is saved. We have finally waited for the Senior Masters to come out. The situation has been decided. Ha! The old lady shouted, her voice unable to conceal her joy. Senior, who is it? Valkyrie Xiao Chua, who was being supported by Xiao Shui, asked weakly. It is the almighty beings that have protected our Qin Creek for hundreds and thousands of years, the 3 Senior Guardian Masters that are hailed as the Qin Creek Protector Gods. The old lady said excitedly. All of them have high cultivation and treat Qin Creek as their home, and do not allow any evil to create havoc here. Qin Creek has always been peaceful, but for so many demons to appear today, they must have been startled, and thus came out to help us. With the help of the 3 Senior Guardian Masters, Qin Creek is safe. This news was like a bolt out of the blue to Mu Yi and the rest, but to the people of the Mountain River List, it was a joyous news. Everyone heaved a sigh of relief, their faces revealing smiles, their hearts reignited with hope. But Su Yun did not feel at ease because of that. Although there were reinforcements, he had already exposed his identity as an evil realm being and the evil sword technique. If the Cheen Creek people truly hated evil, and hated the demons and demons to the core, then, would they let him go? Like a tornado, all the demons and demons in the blue sky were swept away. Large amounts of spirit demon people's blood and flesh fell from the sky, as though it was raining blood. Seeing that, Blood Noble's face became extremely ugly. "Young Noble, what should we do?" Just then Fusu asked. Blood Noble's eyes revealed killing intent, and he said coldly, "Fusu, do you still have the spirit extraction treasure that I gave you?" "Yes." "Good, quickly kill Su-yun, extract their spirits, and then we will leave," Blood Noble said. "What? Kill Su-yun?" Fusu's face changed. "What? You don't dare?" "No, young noble, Princess Mu-yi is still in his hands. How can I take action?" "What are you afraid of? Do you want to watch our hard work go to waste?" Fusu looked at Su-yun, a strange look flashed past his eyes. He hesitated for a long time, but in the end, he did not make a move. He turned and cupped his fists. "Young noble, the three almighty beings are about to arrive. Let's not talk about whether we can quickly kill Su-yun, who is a first-stage spirit star realm cultivator. Even if we kill him, can we quickly extract their souls? Do we have the time? Even if there is, if we extract their souls, young noble, I am afraid that we will not be able to escape from their pursuit. Maybe the participants of the Mountain River list are not important, but the lives of the judges are extremely precious. You can imagine the difficulty of nurturing a spirit star realm cultivator. If we truly extract their souls, I am afraid that the three almighty beings will definitely not let us go, and we will not be able to leave the Sky Martial continent." When the Blood Noble heard this, his face turned ugly. He frowned, thought for a moment, then nodded and said, "You're right, I lacked consideration, I was impulsive." He turned around and gazed at the three vast and shocking figures in the sky, and then he didn't hesitate to withdraw a blood-red round crystal and smash it towards the ground. Whoosh! A gigantic round barrier appeared, enveloping Blood Noble's entire body. Seeing that, Fusu and the rest of the experts following Blood Noble immediately rushed over and entered the blood-red chi cover. "Princess Mu-yi, since it has come to this, don't say that we did not do our best. We can only say that you are too stupid to actually be held hostage by a small Mountain River list participant. I will settle this with you in the future, you can settle the rest yourself." With that said, the blood-red chi cover instantly soared into the sky, and flew away at an astonishing speed. But, Blood Noble's actions did not incur Mu-yi's anger. Instead, she muttered, "Consider yourself lucky that you escaped quickly." "He escaped, but you can't." Su-yun bellowed and continued to push Mu-yi forward. It was truly a matter of life and death. If Blood Noble had truly wanted Fusu to forcefully take action, the consequences would have been unthinkable. Blood Noble's lack of consideration was not the truth, on the contrary, he was very intelligent. He was using the identity of an outsider to force him to submit. Although he had held Princess Mu-yi hostage, he was not on Princess Mu-yi's side, and could make him think that he did not care about Princess Mu-yi. If Fusu truly took action, Su-yun would be in a dilemma. Should he protect himself or kill Mu-yi? If he killed Mu-yi, everyone would definitely be killed by the enraged spirit demon beings, but if he wanted to protect himself, he would definitely not be able to threaten Princess Mu-yi. The spirit demon beings would not have any scruples, and he would not be able to escape the fate of dying. But luckily, Fusu managed to dissuade Blood Noble in time, and made him give up on the risky decision. Although Fusu's words were reasonable, but in truth, if he was in Fusu's position, he might not be able to dissuade Blood Noble. Then, could it be that he was intentionally helping me? Letting me go? Su-yun was suspicious. Just then, the three almighty beings had already arrived. They raised their hands, causing the sky to change. A violent gale blew, slicing countless spirit demon beings like blades. With a roar, a wave of chi flowed, pressing down on the demons like a huge mountain. Any random mystical technique would cause the ground to tremble, and the sky to tremble. The entire intense Chin Creek battlefield, after they joined in, underwent an earth-shattering change. A few 10th stage Spirit Soul Realm experts could only withstand one move in front of them, and with a raise of their hands, all existences below the Spirit Star Realm were annihilated. It was extremely terrifying. At that moment, Su Yun finally witnessed what true power was. The power obtained from relying on the heavenly crystal, compared to the steady Guardian Realm experts, was a world of difference. Pu Yao had lost both of his arms, and could not regrow them in a short period of time, so he could only rely on his mystical techniques to block the attacks from the 3/4 stage Spirit Star Realm cultivators. But at the moment, he could not even fight against one. How could he fight against 3? Everyone retreat. Do not fight him head-on. Just then, Mu Yi suddenly screamed out loud. With the princess's words, which spirit demon being would dare to disobey? Immediately, Pu Yao immediately led the spirit demon army and retreated, gathering together. The Mountain River List people, with Mu Yi as a shield, managed to escape from the encirclement of the spirit demons. Behind them, a large group of Chin Creek people and all sorts of heroes rushed over, all of them densely packed together, numbering over a few tens of thousands of people. Master Chen, are you all right? Master Wang, are you all right? Everyone crowded over, all of them looking anxious. The Chin Creek medical personnel squeezed through the crowd and carried the injured away. But even more furious and resentful gazes did not leave, but were all focused on Princess Mu Yi. It's that spirit demon woman. She was the one who planned such a good show. Who knows how many of our brothers and sisters have died in the hands of these spirit demon beings. Now that the spirit demon is in our hands, we cannot let her go. Everyone, skin her alive and pull out her tendons. Extract her soul and refine it. Good, let her taste the feeling of living a life worse than death. We must definitely torture her. Roars came out endlessly. The people who were filled with righteous indignation seemed to have lost their minds. There were many people who hated evil, and against the spirit demon beings, they were merciless. Wait a minute, everyone. Other than this spirit demon woman, there is actually another evil realm being here. Do you guys know that? Right at this moment, a fierce roar suddenly interrupted the howls of the crowd. Su Yun frowned, his heart suddenly constricted. Qing anxiously looked over, to see that the person who spoke was actually Lin Tianyin. Lin Tianyin, what are you doing? My young master just saved all of you. Don't tell me you want to deal with him now? Qing said angrily. What do you mean deal or not? Your words are too unpleasant to hear. Lin Tianyin shook his head. Previously, Su Yun used evil qi in the sacred palace, proving that he is an evil realm being. Evil realm beings are vicious and cruel beings. He planned to deal with the spirit demon beings, and captured Princess Mu Yi. That is enough to show that he is a crafty person, who knows if he will plot against us again, so I am just thinking for everyone's safety. With that said, the uproar continued. What? Su Yun? That person is Su Yun? That Limitless? Why is Limitless here? Lin Tianyin, what did you just say? He is an evil realm being? How is that possible? Isn't Su Yun a demonic realm being? Damn it, is he even human? What is going on? Voices of confusion and doubt rang out incessantly. Everyone was confused. But in the next second, Valkyrie shouted coldly. Lin Tianyin, you are truly not a thing. Su Yun just saved us. No matter what he wants to do, our lives are given by him. If he truly wants to harm us, then we can only accept it. No matter what, he is our benefactor. For you to actually say such disgraceful words, it shows that you are truly a despicable person. Valkyrie, seems like you are siding with Su Yun. Lin Tianyin snorted. He then walked towards the 4 officials, cupped his fists and knelt down on one knee. Masters, Limitless has appeared. I believe that everyone has heard of Limitless evil deeds, right? Now that he has appeared, this junior Lin Tianyin pleads for Master to give the order, to allow us to capture Wu Yun alive, and bring him to justice. But he just saved us, how can we repay his kindness with enmity? Yen Yu hesitated. Saving is one thing, but for the safety of the people of Sky Martial Continent is another. He is an evil realm being, that is a fact that cannot be changed. Lin Tian said seriously. With that said, Yen Yu became quiet. Su Yun, I never thought that there would be such heartless and unscrupulous people amongst you. You went through so much trouble to save them, but in the end they turned around and bit you. They are truly inferior to spirit demons. I see that you can no longer stay amongst humans. Why not quickly release me, and submit to me? If you do that, I will definitely put you in an important position. Mu Yi laughed in disdain. Su Yun did not speak. Puchi. Just then, an ice-cold sword suddenly pierced into Lin Tianyin's chest, causing him to flip over. Everyone was shocked. All of them looked at the owner of the sword with their eyes wide open. Qing stood beside Lin Tianyin coldly, her eyes filled with killing intent. What evil, what justice! Lin Tianyin, you are merely after the treasures on my young master. Don't think that we do not know what you are thinking. If you dare to say such words to hurt my young master again, I will definitely pierce your heart. With that said, Qing actually raised her sword again, fiercely slashing towards Lin Tianyin's arm. She actually wanted to kill Lin Tianyin. Don't you dare hurt young Master Lin. Someone immediately took action. But, although Qing was heavily injured, her strength did not need to be. The sword body was covered with the power of frost. The people at the side extended their swords out to block, but were frozen into ice. Qing sword brushed past the ice and landed, directly cutting off Lin Tianyin's arm. Ah! A mournful scream came out. Everyone around became quiet. All the officials closed their eyes and did not make a sound. It seemed like even they felt that Lin Tianyin's actions were inappropriate. One arm fell to the ground, Lin Tianyin fell to the ground, blood spurting out. The atmosphere was extremely strange. All the people who were on Lin Tianyin's side did not dare to make a sound, because the officials had already tacitly agreed. Stop arguing about all this. Just at that moment, an extremely imposing bellow came out, the 3 light auras in the sky all landed, and 3 figures appeared in front of everyone. It was the 3 Guardian Elders. Chapter 308. We greet Master Guardian Protector. Almost everyone knelt down and shouted, of course, except for Su Yun, who was holding Mu Yi hostage. Su Yun's eyes congealed as he looked at the 3 Guardian Protectors. There were 2 men and a woman. One of the men and the woman looked old, as if they were in their 60s. They wore brown robes, and no aura could be sensed from their bodies. It was strange and mysterious. The other person looked like a youth, with tender skin and a youthful appearance. Even his eyes seemed to capture some of the innocence of a youth. He then found out that the old man and woman were called Yuan Shaolin and Gu Qing Wu. The young guardian protector was called Yi Liao. In front of the enemy, everyone do not need to be so courteous. Yi Liao waved his hand and said indifferently, Yes, Master Guardian Protector. Everyone stood up. Just then, 2 spirit cultivators rushed out of the crowd and knelt in front of the Zunsho. They cried bitterly, their faces filled with grief and indignation. Lord Zunsho, please seek justice for my young master. Evil being Su Yun, he injured our young master. Master, please seek justice for us. Seek justice. Yi Liao did not understand, but Yuan Shaolin and Gu Qing Wu, who were by the side, had noticed the commotion and roughly explained. Hearing that, Yi Liao's eyes released a gold light. He looked at Su Yun, his pupils flashing with a strange luster, and in the next moment, his expression revealed shock. This spirit cultivator truly has evil spirit essences on him. He is definitely an evil being. Evil beings are the enemies of our sky martial continent. My young Master Lin asking everyone to surrender is not wrong. This is completely in consideration of the lives of the countless lives of the sky martial continent. My young master is so righteous, but he is being hated by some despicable people. Master Guardian Protector, please seek justice for my young master." Just then, another old man walked out from the crowd, and bowed to the Guardian Protectors and said solemnly. It was the old man who had always been following Lin Tian. Just that, his words did not resonate with many people. Lin Tian had previously gone around challenging people and signing promises, and many people had lost to him. According to the promise, many people had to do something for Lin Tian unconditionally, causing many people to be unhappy, and because of that, when Lin Tian was in trouble, no one was willing to speak up for him. Be that as it may, Su Yun saved our lives before. At this moment, the old woman among the 4 notaries spoke up. We did not know that participant Wu Yun was an evil realm being, but at the critical moment, he did not retreat, and did not compromise with the spirit demon Dao. Instead, he unwaveringly fought against the spirit demon Dao, and even saved all of our lives. Although according to the continent's rules, evil realm beings must be eliminated, but I am afraid that I cannot follow the rules today. If you want me to personally kill my benefactor, I cannot do it," the old lady said solemnly, her voice filled with determination. From the looks of it, anyone who disobeyed this old woman would be going against her. "Me too." Another notary expressed his opinion. "Me too." Notary Wang also spoke. Yes. Everyone's attitude was clear. Yi Liao nodded his head. His expression did not have much anger. "Let's carry this fellow cultivator down for treatment first." He pointed to Lin Tian, then looked at Su Yun. After thinking for a long time, he said, "With regards to this fellow cultivator being an evil realm being, let's wait for the enemies here to retreat before discussing. Everyone, let's retreat first, then we can deal with the internal affairs. Do not be distracted, and forget about the enemies in front of us." "Master, now that Princess Mu Yi has been captured by us, the situation is set. What is there to be afraid of with the spirit demon beings in front of us?" Someone shouted. "That's right, Master, we will use Mu Yi to make the spirit demon realm army surrender." Even without Mu Yi, now that the senior guardian masters have taken action, what is there to be afraid of with the mere spirit demon beings? The bustling sounds came out again. Although he said that, Su Yun did not dare to be careless. He thought for a moment, then spoke up. "In the end, Su Yun is a man of right and wrong. I came here today with no other goal, just to find Qing. Now that Qing has returned, Su Yun has no regrets. With the matters of the spirit demon beings, Su Yun has no interest in them. I can hand Princess Mu Yi over to you, but I hope that the seniors will not make things difficult for me. Although Su Yun has the evil spirit essences, but I am not an evil realm being, and will not do anything to harm the Sky Martial Continent. I will leave immediately, and will not stay any longer." With that said, he left. "Cultivator Su, do not worry, you have saved the 4 of them, and my Qin Creek is indebted to you. Although my Qin Creek people hate the spirit demon beings, but we are not inflexible and inflexible, we will not repay kindness with enmity. If Cultivator is worried about us, you can leave now, we will handle the matters here." Yi Liao cupped his fists, then turned to Yuan Shaolin beside him and said, "Junior brother Yuan, Cultivator Su has many treasures on him, and now that he is heavily injured, once he leaves Qin Creek, he will definitely be attacked by evil people. Please escort them and bring them away." "Yes, senior brother." Yuan Shaolin nodded his head. Seeing that, Su Yun heaved a sigh of relief. Seems like the Qin Creek people are not as evil as I thought. Thinking about it, with their cultivation, their thoughts were not inflexible, although the treasures on him were good, but it was not to the point where they would risk their reputation to snatch it. Thinking about it, Su Yun was not worried. He tightened his grip on Mu Yi's arm and said softly, "How is it? Honorable Princess Mu Yi, do you have anything else to say?" Mu Yi did not say anything. Su Yun immediately released his hand, and pushed Mu Yi to the 3 guardian elders, and then spoke to Qing. "Qing, let's go." "Yes, young master." Qing who was pale white, nodded her head obediently, and immediately followed behind Su Yun. However, before the two of them could leave this place of trouble, a sudden change occurred in the sky. In the blue sky, a large amount of strange mist suddenly floated out. The mist had a faint green luster, it was extremely dense, covering the entire sky, and dyed the light green. An indescribable intent field rose up and floated in everyone's heart, causing them to lose control of their minds and find it hard to protect their hearts. Some of the weaker cultivators were already showing signs of losing their minds, and those whose minds had not been conquered were also sweating profusely at this moment, not daring to relax even a bit. It's spirit demon Qi. Suddenly, the old notary lady screamed out. Everyone, use your spirit power to guard your state of mind. Do not let the spirit demon Qi corrode you, if not you will lose yourself, and lose your rationality. With that said, everyone started to raise their profound spirit Qi. The three guardian elders' faces became ugly, they looked at the gigantic spirit demon army in front of them. All of the spirit demon Qi released by the countless of spirit demon beings converged together, fusing together, finally transforming into a gigantic jade green door, floating in the sky. In that moment, the jade door opened, and thousands of spirit demon spirits rushed out, roaring and roaring in all directions. Qin Creek had instantly turned into a living hell, the sinister and terrifying spirit demon spirits wreaking havoc. Everyone panicked, they all retreated, watching the strange scene in fear. The old lady and the rest were still confused, but when they saw the spirit demon spirits, the four of them became extremely pale. The old lady cried out, "Could it be that the heavens want Qin Creek to perish? Why is he here? Could it be that he has no worries?" Yi Liao's face was ugly, he stared at the jade green door. Seeing that, Yuan Shaolin immediately turned and walked towards Yi Liao. Seeing his actions, it seemed that he did not plan to escort Su Yun out of Qin Creek. Without Yuan Shaolin's protection, Su Yun did not dare to leave. The heavenly crystals could not last for long, and Qing was injured. If he were to leave Qin Creek, he would most likely be killed before he could even walk far. Just that, what were the four fourth-stage Spirit Star Realm cultivators afraid of? Could it be that the Almighty Being was stronger than them? Su Yun did not understand. Many people were even more confused. Bang! A gloomy sound came out. Following that, the spirit demon Qi in the sky scattered frantically, causing the entire place to look like a terrifying place in the spirit demon realm. The demon race army knelt down in unison, and shouted towards the Jade Sky Gate with all their might. "We pay our respects to your Majesty Demon Emperor. Our Emperor will live for eternity. Eternally, in the heavens and earth, our Emperor will reign supreme. Our Emperor is immortal, eternal, in the heavens and earth, our Emperor reigns supreme." The shouts were like a huge wave, toppling the mountains and overturning the seas, their power overflowing the sky. What a good rhyme! Su Yun was startled. He walked to Mu Yi's side and asked, "You called for reinforcements?" "No, you called for reinforcements," Mu Yi said indifferently. "Su Yun, I have already given you chances time and time again, but you did not know how to cherish them. Now that he is here, everything is too late. Even if I let you go, he will not." "He woman, you think too highly of yourself. You think that the reinforcements you called can handle the three guardian elders?" "Guardian elders?" Mu Yi sneered. "Look at their faces before you speak." Su Yun's eyes congealed. He turned to look, only to see that the three guardian elders did not have good expressions. All of their faces were extremely gloomy, as though they were facing a great enemy. Su Yun was shocked. He asked softly, "Who did you invite?" Mu Yi shook her head. "I did not invite him, and the person who came is not someone I can invite. He is the Emperor of the Spirit Demon Tao, and also my royal father. Su Yun, you forced my royal father's men to cut off their own arms, and even kidnapped his daughter. How can he let you go? Royal father is resourceful. He knows of our movements like the back of his hand. Your actions are a complete humiliation to him. He will definitely not let you leave Qin Creek alive, just obediently wait for your death. Su Yun's face turned pale white, but he did not hesitate. He immediately extended his hand out, intending to capture Mu Yi. But in that moment, an extremely imposing and gloomy voice came out from the Jade Sky door. "And you dare?" With that said, Su Yun's arm immediately froze. It was as though there was a formless energy restraining his arm, and he was unable to move forward. "Don't act blindly without thinking," Yi Liao bellowed. Rumble, 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 rumble. Just then, the Jade Sky door opened, and a gigantic figure of a spirit demon shot out from the door, bringing along thousands of spirit demon spirits. In the center of the figure was a middle-aged man dressed in a green robe. He controlled the figure and flew out from the Jade Sky door, floating in the air. He used a disdainful gaze to look down at the masses of people. At that moment, what official, what guardian, what spirit star realm existences, all of them were overshadowed. No one could compete with such an existence, no one could overshadow his aura. He was the one and only existence in the world, and everyone could only look up to him, or bow down to him with sincerity and respect, or face death with a state of despair. This was a superior being, a true emperor-level existence. Chapter 309. Father! Mu Yi shouted out and was about to run over. At the same time, Gu Qingwu moved. She was still standing at her original position, but one of her hands suddenly extended out, like a rubber band. It coiled towards Mu Yi, as though it wanted to restrain her. But in the next second, the illusory figure in the sky flashed with green light. Everyone didn't know what was going on, but when they saw the circular ripples spread through the air and struck onto Gu Qingwu's body, her face turned pale and her body trembled slightly. The mystic skill that she was executing also stopped abruptly as she retreated uncontrollably. She opened her mouth and coughed out a bit of blood. What? The appearance of this situation shocked the souls of countless people. Gu Qingwu was a Lord Guardian, a fourth-stage spirit star realm existence. He hadn't even seen the other party make a move, yet Gu Qingwu was already injured. What level of existence was the other party at? Seeing that, Su Yun's heart skipped a beat, and his heart turned cold. If even a fourth-stage spirit star realm cultivator is unable to withstand his attacks, doesn't that mean that he is at least a fifth-stage spirit star realm cultivator? Sixth pin? Or even the seventh stage? Thinking of this, his back broke out in cold sweat. A fifth-stage spirit star realm cultivator was already a peak existence in the Sky Martial continent, and regardless of where he was, he would be a king. If they were at the sixth rank, they would at least be super experts of the venerable realm. Seventh stage could only be said to be a legendary level that was passed down from mouth to mouth. As for rank 8, that was almost like a god. Today, 3 fourth-stage spirit star realm cultivators had appeared in Qin Creek, and it had already opened the eyes of countless people, causing their hearts to tremble. Now, there was another person who was even stronger than a fourth-stage spirit star realm cultivator. Everyone's emotions could be imagined. The Sky Martial continent was extremely big, with crouching tigers and hidden dragons. Su Yun did not know how strong the strongest person in the Sky Martial continent was, but after thinking about it, he felt that it was only Soso. Come here," the middle-aged man said in a low voice. Mu Yi nodded her head and was about to leave. But in the next second, Yi Liao and Yuan Shaolin took action. The two of them instantly moved and stood in front of Mu Yi, blocking her. Mu Yi stopped in her tracks, her cold gaze staring at the two of them. "Out of the way! Miss Mu Yi will have to wait a while longer. You are related to the countless lives of our Qin Creek, so we cannot let you return to the Spirit Demon Emperor." Yi Liao cupped his fists towards Mu Yi. He then turned and stared at the middle-aged man and shouted, "I am Yi Liao, I greet Senior Spirit Demon Emperor." "Yi Liao." The middle-aged man in the air said solemnly, "Are you that Qin Zhongxian's disciple?" "Shifu is Qin Zhongxian," Yi Liao said. "Humph. Qin Zhongxian was still quite a character. But his disciple, what was she? Yi Liao, for me to remember your name is already giving you a lot of face. Now, immediately send my daughter over, if not I will bathe your Qin Creek in blood. The demon emperor roared in an incomparably domineering manner. His voice was like a raging flame, and when it entered the ears of the crowd, they felt as if their ears were burning. Senior Demon Emperor, if you are willing to withdraw your troops and leave this place, I will naturally send your daughter back to you safe and sound. Yi Liao shouted. Although he was hailed as the protector of Qin Creek, but sometimes, he had no choice but to compromise. What kind of person was the Spirit Demon Emperor? He was in existence of the same generation as his master, with a cultivation that reached the heavens. Yi Liao and the rest were definitely not his opponent, and had no choice but to put down his face and call the Spirit Demon Emperor Senior. Seeing their own guardian god display such an attitude towards the other party, none of the Qin Creek people felt ashamed. Instead, they felt proud to have someone who was thinking for Qin Creek. Because they all knew that Yi Liao was doing this for Qin Creek. Since it was a protector, then he had to disregard everything to protect it. Audacious. Just as Yi Liao was about to speak, the Spirit Demon Emperor let out a thunderous roar. Yi Liao's face immediately turned pale white, his body started to sway, as though he was heavily injured. What are you? You dare to haggle with this emperor? Are you looking to die? The roar resonated out. Yi Liao retreated a few steps, and when he reached the 7th step, he opened his mouth and spat out a mouthful of golden blood. Blood essence. The blood circulating around the spirit essences contained a powerful, profound spirit force, and to spit out such blood meant that he was severely injured. The opponent's every word seemed to contain thousands of swords and blades. With just one sentence, Yi Liao was injured. How terrifying was that? Master Yi Liao! The people behind exclaimed, and rushed forward to support Yi Liao, who was on the verge of falling. Humph! Mu Yi looked at them coldly, and then walked towards the Spirit Demon army, and no one dared to stop her. The Spirit Demon Emperor's eyes that were like 2 green lanterns swept across Mu Yi, and then turned to Pu Yao, who had both his arms cut off. Pu Yao! Pu Yao immediately knelt down, his head fiercely knocking on the ground. He did not dare raise his head, and shouted, "Your Majesty! This old servant is here. I asked you to protect the princess. How did such a thing happen?" This old servant, Pu Yao's entire body trembled. He did not know how to reply, and could only say, "This old servant was careless, and almost let the princess fall into the hands of others. This old servant deserves to die. Your Majesty, please punish me. Although you have followed me for so many years, but today, you have truly disappointed me. Men, throw Pu Yao into the demon spirit purgatory, and let him taste the pain of being bitten by 10,000 spirits," the Spirit Demon Emperor said expressionlessly. Hearing that, countless of the higher-ups of the Spirit Demon Dao's eyelids twitched. A few of them seemed to have thought of something bad, and their faces turned green. Pu Yao did not dare refute, and shouted out, "Thank you, Your Majesty," but his body trembled even more. Very quickly, 2 spirit demon beings walked over, and took out a green chain and wrapped it around his neck, and then brought him away. After dealing with Pu Yao and snatching back Mu Yi, the Spirit Demon Emperor did not seem to rest. His gaze was imposing, sweeping through everything, his voice sounding like a god from the 9 heavens. "Qin Creek people, you have guts to actually dare to kidnap this emperor's daughter, although this emperor's daughter is safe and sound, but this emperor will not let this matter rest. Now, all of you kneel down and submit to me. Otherwise, everything in Qin Creek will be destroyed." When he said that, it immediately caused a commotion. Submit? Submit to the spirit demon beings? Are we going to be killed by them? Honorable Guardian Masters, what do we do now? Are we really going to kneel in front of these spirit demon beings? If that's the case, why don't we fight with them? That's right, We would rather die than submit to these spirit demon beings. Yes, we will never submit. His roars did not stop, and there was not the slightest hint of fear on his face. There was no place that lacked hot-blooded youths, and no place that lacked righteous warriors. Seeing that the Chin Creek people were all unyielding and unwilling to submit, Yi Liao surged with a sense of heroism. He struggled free from everyone's support and walked a few steps forward. He stared at the spirit demon emperor sternly, took a deep breath, and bellowed, "Senior Spirit Demon Emperor! You entered the Sky Martial Continent without permission, and according to the agreement that you signed, you have already violated the agreement. Aren't you afraid that the almighty beings of the Sky Martial Continent will punish you?" Hearing that, the Spirit Demon Emperor's eyes flashed with a strange look, but he did not reveal any panic, and retorted, "My daughter was threatened by you. I have the qualifications to enter the Sky Martial Continent. Even if he is here, I still have my reasons. If you do not give me an explanation, then don't blame me for being merciless." Hearing that, Yi Liao heaved a sigh of relief, and continued to mutter, "That's good, that's good." "What's good, Master Yi Liao?" Everyone was confused, and someone anxiously asked. "That's good, the Spirit Demon Emperor has some misgivings," Yi Liao said. "Misgivings? What misgivings?" "You guys do not know, for an almighty being like the Spirit Demon Emperor to leave his own realm and enter another realm, in truth, he has already violated the rules. The Spirit Demon Emperor is an almighty being of the Spirit Demon Tao, but in truth, our Sky Martial Continent has many almighty beings as well, and the numbers and strength of these almighty beings are not any weaker than the Spirit Demon Emperor. For him to step into Chin Creek is in truth provoking the almighty beings, and will definitely cause the Spirit Demon Tao and Sky Martial Continent to engage in a fierce battle. Although the Spirit Demon Tao is eyeing the Sky Martial Continent covetously, but they do not dare to clash with us head-on, so today, the Spirit Demon Emperor does not dare to act blindly, and is only using the excuse of avenging his daughter." Yi Liao said, "I initially thought that the Spirit Demon Emperor no longer has any misgivings. Seems like I was wrong, but even so, everyone, none of you can act recklessly. The Spirit Demon Emperor is still a spirit demon. If he were to unleash his spirit demon nature, and disregard everything, then we will be finished. Then, Master Yi, what do we do now? The Spirit Demon Emperor wants us to give him an explanation. How can we give him an explanation?" Someone asked. "Don't be anxious. He definitely has some sort of motive," Yi Liao said, then looked at the Spirit Demon Emperor and asked loudly, "Then, Senior Spirit Demon Emperor, how do you wish for us to give you an explanation? Didn't I say, I want all of you to submit to me?" The Spirit Demon Emperor said coldly, "Senior, if you want my Chin Creek to submit to your Spirit Demon Tao, that is impossible. We would rather be exterminated by Senior," Yi Liao said. Regarding this matter, his attitude was firm. "You dare to disobey me?" The Spirit Demon Emperor's eyes revealed an ominous glint as he shouted. Yi Liao received another formless attack. He anxiously activated his mystical technique, and a glistening qi enveloped his body, making him feel better. "Yi Liao, on account that you are Qin Zhongxian's disciple, I am speaking nicely to you. Do you really think I am afraid of the few fellows from the Sky Martial Continent? This junior does not dare. It is just that Senior's request is truly too much," Yi Liao said in a neither servile nor overbearing manner. The Spirit Demon Emperor's face was sinister. He stared straight at Yi Liao and did not say a word. One side was a human, the other was a spirit demon. The two huge groups faced each other. The spirit demon Qi that covered the sky and covered the sun was still undulating in the sky above Chin Creek, like a fog that would never dissipate. Suddenly, the Spirit Demon Emperor spoke again. "Since it is so, I will not make things difficult for you for the time being, but where is the person who kidnapped my daughter? Hand him over first, and then we will talk." The voice was like a bolt of lightning. instantly landing on Su Yun, who was in the middle of the group. In almost an instant, everyone's gazes were all focused on Su Yun. Qing Er's beautiful face immediately turned white, but she did not retreat. She stood by Su Yun's side, holding onto her sword tightly, her eyes vigilantly watching her surroundings. The spirit demon emperor suddenly extended his hand out and grabbed the air. So, Su Yun was pulled out of the group and landed in the middle of the two sides. Young master! Qing immediately panicked, her petite body swayed as she ran over, and anxiously supported Su Yun, who was struggling to get up. You're the one who kidnapped my daughter? The spirit demon emperor's eyes shot out a cold glint, staring at Su Yun below him. Su Yun stood up while gasping for breath. He knew it would not be easy for him to escape today. But even so, his face did not reveal any fear. Instead, he raised his head and stared at the spirit demon emperor. Yes. Chapter 310. The spirit demon emperor's strange green eyes stared at Su Yun. His expression did not change, but the more it was like that, the more terrifying it was. You are just a sixth-stage spirit soul realm cultivator. You merely obtained luck and controlled a few good treasures. To think that an ant like you dares to touch this emperor's daughter. Do you even place my spirit demon Dao in your eyes? Humph, this emperor will take out your 3 immortal souls and 7 mortal souls, and imprint them into my evil spirit ring, and let you experience eternal torment, and let you regret what you did today. With that, the spirit demon emperor did not hesitate, and activated his technique to punish Su Yun. Su Yun was not an idiot, and the spirit demon emperor was not an idiot. Under such a situation, the spirit demon emperor did not have the possibility of forgiving Su Yun, since regardless of cultivation or position, the two of them were too far apart. Su Yun was just an ant in his eyes. Why should he show mercy? Su Yun took a deep breath. He had already made all the preparations. At that moment, he could only give it his all. Although the chances of him escaping was small, he had to at least give it a try. Wait! Just then, a bellow came out. The spirit demon emperor frowned and bellowed, "Who dares to stop me?" Yi Liao took a few steps forward, and bowed to the spirit demon emperor, and said respectfully, "Senior spirit demon emperor, please stop. Yi Liao has something to say. Su Yun kidnapped the princess, just to survive. It is out of instinct, although he is guilty, but the punishment is too severe. How about this, Master Spirit Demon Emperor? Let me deal with Su Yun. How about it? This kind of small fry should not trouble a powerful being like you, Senior." Yi Liao's voice was extremely respectful. No one would think that he was a Qin Creek person who was jealous of the Spirit Demon Emperor. Although Yi Liao said that, Su Yun knew he was helping him. But the Spirit Demon Emperor obviously did not buy Yi Liao's words and said coldly, "Despicable man! Who do you think you are? This emperor has not settled the debt with you. You can't even protect yourselves, and you want to protect others? Humph, you better pray for your own good." With that, the Spirit Demon Emperor took action, and completely ignored Yi Liao and the rest. Seeing that, Yi Liao panicked. He immediately rushed forward and slapped the Spirit Demon Emperor. Ah! Yi Liao's sudden action made everyone unable to believe their own eyes. Yi Liao actually made a move against the Spirit Demon Emperor for Su Yun? Such audacity! The Spirit Demon Emperor was completely enraged. Yi Liao's actions were completely provoking him. The Spirit Demon Emperor opened his mouth wide and roared out. The sound waves rippled out. The Spirit Demon Qi was infused into the sound waves, causing Yi Liao, who was rushing over, to be knocked away. Yi Liao was knocked senseless and fell from the sky. The sound wave continued to surge forward and struck a huge mountain. In that moment, the huge mountain turned into dust and disappeared. Terrifying! Everyone gasped when they saw this scene. Yi Liao coughed a few times. A trace of blood seeped out from the corner of his mouth. When he landed on the ground, his body swayed. Yuan Shaolin and Gu Qingwu, who were behind him, rushed up to support him, but were flung away by him. "Yi Liao, you dare to attack me? Good. Very good. Today, even if your master Qin Zhongxian was here, he wouldn't be able to protect you. The Spirit Beast Emperor was furious. He unleashed another killing move. Senior Demon Emperor, my Qin Creek people know how to repay kindness, and will never be a despicable person. Although Su Yun is an evil realm being, but he saved the lives of my Qin Creek people, and is a great benefactor to my Qin Creek. How can I watch him die? Today, Yi Liao has already made the decision. I will officially separate myself from Qin Creek, and will no longer have anything to do with Qin Creek. Today, I am helping Su Yun, and it is completely my, Yi Liao's, opinion. I hope that you will not take your anger out on Qin Creek for what I have done. With that said, Yi Liao rushed up again, and faced the Spirit Demon Emperor. Yi Liao spoke very quickly, but everyone who heard him were all trembling. The Qin Creek people were all crying. They understood why Yi Liao did that. In his heart, Qin Creek was more important than anything else. He did not wish for the Qin Creek people to bear the sin of being ungrateful, and did not wish for Qin Creek to be destroyed by the spirit demon Dao tyrants. Helplessly, he decided to sacrifice himself to protect Qin Creek. Master Yi Liao! Countless people cried out in grief. Master Yi Liao! I will fight alongside you. Yuan Shaolin did not hesitate and rushed up. Seeing that, how could Gu Qing Wu stand there and not move? He followed closely behind Yuan Shaolin. The 3/4 stage Spirit Star Realm cultivators immediately clashed with the Spirit Demon Emperor. Seeing that, Su Yun immediately held on to Qing Er's hands and said with a serious and stern expression, Qing Er, you go first. Young master, do you think I will still leave this time? Qing Er's soft white face revealed a smile. Young master, don't think of lying to me this time. I will not leave. If you want me to leave again, I would rather die immediately. Her eyes were filled with determination. I want to face this difficulty with young master. I do not want to be a deserter. I do not want to hide behind young master, and let young master face everything alone. Su Yun looked at the weak-looking young lady in front of him, his heart trembling. After a long while, he heaved a sigh of relief, his mouth revealing a smile. All right, Qing Er, this time we will face it together. He understood Qing Er's feelings, and understood her thoughts. In truth, Su Yun had already become a thorn in the Spirit Demon Emperor's eyes, and it was impossible for him to escape. Although it was difficult for the Spirit Demon Emperor to kill Yi Liao and the rest in a short period of time, but to forcefully capture Su Yun who was escaping, it was extremely easy, since behind him, there were many Spirit Demon Dao experts following. Qing Er, what kind of person is the Spirit Demon Emperor? If we go against him head-on, we will only die. We can't escape, we can't fight, we only have one plan. Su Yun stared coldly at Mu Yi, who was standing in the middle of the spirit demon creatures, and bellowed, If we hold Princess Mu Yi hostage, we can restrict the Spirit Demon Emperor, and make him not dare to kill us. The Spirit Demon Emperor is powerful. Even if we hold Princess Mu Yi hostage, it will be useless. He only needs to raise his hand, and he will be able to silently make us submit. Holding a hostage will not work. Qing Er said softly. If it worked, Mu Yi would not have left so easily. Even Yi Liao and the rest were unable to stop Mu Yi. How could Su Yun and Qing Er do it? Qing Er, you're right, but if I succeed in my next step, then, we will have the capital to fight against the Spirit Demon Emperor. Su Yun gasped for breath. His heart trembling, he extended his hand out from his storage ring and took out a fiery red pill. What's this? This is the only thing we can use to survive. Su Yun breathed in deeply. Great broiled immortal blood pill. After consuming it, it will form a signal in the body, and cause the heaven-burning flames to cover the ground. If the signal is sufficient, we can even use it to contact the Crossfire Heaven Lord, and seek his protection. Really? Hearing that, Qing Er's heart was filled with joy. Just the name of the Crossfire Heaven Lord was not ordinary. But, I made this myself, Su Yun added. Hearing that, Ching-er was immediately speechless. Although Su-yun was extremely powerful in the younger generation, but coming back to it, his sixth-stage spirit-soul realm cultivation was not considered strong. How could the pills he refined be heaven-defying? The chances of the great broiled immortal blood pill being able to contact the crossfire Heaven Lord was extremely low. Ching-er, you don't have to be too disappointed. Su-yun took a deep breath. Although this pill was concocted by me, the secret method to concoct it is extremely hard to come by. I obtained it from the hands of the demonic cultivator after much difficulty, and the ingredients used to concoct this pill are extremely expensive. The total value of the ingredients used to concoct this pill is immeasurable, so even if we are unable to contact the Crossfire Heaven Lord, we can still rely on it to stall the Spirit Demon Emperor for a while. Young Master, no matter what happens, Ching-er will always be by your side. Ching-er extended out her white hands, her beautiful face revealing determination. Su-yun nodded his head. He stared at the pill and swallowed it. Gulp. When the pill entered his stomach, he did not feel anything at first, but after a moment, a burning sensation assaulted his mind. Gradually, the temperature became higher and higher. The burning sensation was like a burning flame. Su-yun's entire body was perspiring profusely. His pale white skin was flushed red. All of the spirit essences in his body were enveloped by the blazing heat. His profound spirit chi seemed to have transformed into scarlet star spirit chi in a moment. Hot. The blood vessels, tendons and organs in his body all seemed to be burning. A bit of pain assaulted his mind, but Su-yun was not moved. It was a feeling that he had to endure after consuming the great broiled immortal blood pill. He released a bit of spirit chi. The blazing spirit chi was slightly more unique than the ordinary scarlet star spirit chi. Upon appearing, it flew straight into the sky and disappeared, but in the next moment, a fire cloud would descend from the clouds, fiercely smashing onto the ground. It was the power of the burning heaven flame, burning his own profound spirit chi. With the help of the pill, it would attract the raging flames in the sky. But it was not enough. Just by relying on this, he would definitely not be able to fight the Spirit Demon Emperor. Su-yun anxiously closed his eyes, feeling the changes in the spirit chi in his body, hoping to find an opportunity to communicate with the Crossfire Heaven Lord. Although he did not know if the Crossfire Heaven Lord would help him, but at the moment, the only person he could rely on was a legendary figure like him. Just that, relying on the tiny bit of divine power bestowed by the great broiled immortal blood pill to establish a connection with the Crossfire Heaven Lord, the chances of success was extremely low. Su-yun repeatedly searched for the power in his body, but could not find anything strange. Su-yun, what's happening? Why are there so many astonishing spirit chi clashing? Heavens, are you fighting with a spirit star realm cultivator? Just as Su-yun was extremely anxious, a clear and melodious female voice suddenly sounded out in his mind. Ching-yu. Su-yun was startled. With such an intense matter happening outside, with so many tyrants gathering, it would be weird if she did not wake up. Su-yun, what's going on in your body? Why is it so hot? And there's actually a fake god seal in your body? This is too mystical. What exactly is going on? Ling Qingyu's surprised voice came out. But hearing that, Su-yun's entire body trembled, as though he had grabbed onto a life-saving straw and anxiously shouted, "Fake god seal? What fake god seal? Qingyu, where is the god seal? Where is it in my body? Where is it?" Chapter 3:11. Fake god imprint is a fake god imprint, don't you know? Although this imprint's chi is similar to the god imprint, but if you look carefully, there is still a difference. It is currently at the Gu Hu cave on your chest, and it is just a tiny bit, extremely tiny. Speaking of which, Su-yun, was this fake god imprint placed by you? Since when did you have such an ability? Ling Qinyu exclaimed. But Su-yun did not have the time to talk nonsense with her. He anxiously gathered his consciousness towards the Gu Hu cave, concentrating with all his might. his mind and spirit as one. Ling Qingyu was confused. Through the sword sheath, she quietly observed the situation outside. Previously, she had always been in closed-door cultivation, and if not for the few strong martial artists fighting outside waking her up, she might still be in deep sleep inside the sword sheath. Without much surprise, inside the Gu-Hu cave, Su Yun truly found a strand of fiery red spirit qi. The spirit qi was not strong, but it was extremely special and extremely hot. Qing Yu was right, this should be the imprint connected to the crossfire heaven lord. Just that, how could Qing Yu see through it? In the end, Su Yun's understanding of Ling Qing Yu was too little. But now was not the time to think about this. He hurriedly injected his consciousness into the imprint and activated it completely. Almost at the moment when his consciousness touched the imprint, Su Yun felt the heat in his body suddenly disappear. The boiling blood in his body stopped abruptly. The scarlet star qi calmed down and the pain that surrounded his body also disappeared in an instant. What's going on? This change caused him to be in a daze. He wanted to open his eyes and retract his consciousness, but he felt that his body was extremely weak, and at the same time, his state of mind entered an unprecedented state of emptiness. Chi 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 chi. Suddenly, a series of light sounds exploded in his mind. Following that, a strange scene appeared in his consciousness. On top of an illusory layer of clouds, a gigantic flaming palace floated. The palace was like a raging flame, releasing 1,000 rays of light, and in front of the palace floated a powerful being dressed in flaming armor, holding onto a heavenly fire scepter. This person could not be seen clearly, but his figure was extremely imposing, a pair of flaming eyes staring straight at Su Yun. It's been so many years. It's been so many years since anyone came to disturb me. Human, for thousands of years, you are the first person to establish a connection with me by forging my imprint. A low and oppressive sound, like that of a rolling boulder, rang out. Su Yun felt his soul shaking and his ears ringing. Under this magnificent majesty, he actually had the urge to kneel down and worship. He maintained his composure, maintaining his state of mind, looking at the imposing and powerful figure. He spoke with sincerity and with all his might. "May I ask if Senior is Crossfire Heaven Lord?" "That's right." The man nodded. "Junior Su Yun greets Senior." Su Yun was ecstatic, and immediately bowed respectfully to the other party. "Your fleshly body is still in the Sky Martial Continent, but right now there are several powerful auras around your body. What? Are you in danger?" Crossfire Heaven Lord asked. "Senior, please save me." Su Yun did not dare waste any time, and shouted out. "The Qin Creek land was invaded by the spirit demon Dao. In order to protect my life, I kidnapped the spirit demon Dao princess, and forced the spirit demon Dao experts to leave Qin Creek. But who knew that this would attract the spirit demon emperor, and now that the spirit demon emperor wants to kill me, no one in Qin Creek can stop him. Su Yun has nowhere else to go, and can only seek help from Senior Heaven Monarch." "It's actually like that?" Crossfire Heaven Lord thought for a moment, then shook his head. "Human, there are some things that you might not understand, but since you're here, I will tell you about it." "What is it?" "It's about me," Crossfire Heaven Lord said indifferently. "The place I am at is not the Sky Martial Continent, but it is not far from the Sky Martial Continent. You do not know, I did not willingly stay here, but offended a powerful existence, and was imprisoned here. To tell you the truth, I am unable to leave this place to go to the Sky Martial Continent to help you. The method to refine the great broiled immortal blood pill that is circulating in the Sky Martial Continent was actually spread out by me. Of course, it is not only the method to refine the pill, it is also the method to create the fake God seal to connect with me. Being imprisoned here is too boring. The reason why I am doing this is because I want to find someone to talk to. If you wish for me to help you, I am afraid it will be difficult." "What?" Su Yun was completely startled. Who would have thought that the method to connect with Crossfire Heaven Lord was just a small method for him to relieve himself of his sufferings. Doesn't that mean I will definitely die? Su Yun clenched his fists tightly, his heart filled with unwillingness. I never thought that even the crossfire Heaven Lord can't be relied on. Am I really going to die in the hands of the Spirit Demon Emperor? Forget it. I don't care. If I die, then so be it. At least I will fight it out with him. If he wants to kill me, I will have to bite off a piece of his flesh first. Su Yun thought fiercely. Can you let me take a look at your sword? Just then, the crossfire Heaven Lord seemed to have sensed something. Staring at the pitch-black sword in Su Yun's hand, he suddenly spoke. Sword. Su Yun did not understand. Looking at the death sword in his hand, he hesitated for a moment, then walked up and stabbed the death sword into the ground. This is my virtual space, although everything here is not real, but it is a real thing. Using the laws of mental undulation to create a virtual space, it is no different from a real thing. As Crossfire Heaven Lord spoke, he walked to the side of the pitch-black sword and looked at it for a while, then suddenly chuckled. What are you laughing at? Su Yun asked in shock. I am laughing at you. You can obviously save yourself, so why are you running to me for help? Brat, are you really ignorant or pretending to be ignorant? The Crossfire Heaven Lord laughed out loud. Save myself? How can I save myself? With this sword, you can save yourself. The Crossfire Heaven Lord pulled out the death sword and threw it to Su Yun. Brat, do you know what this sword is called? The Death Sword. Su Yun caught the sword. Death Sword? No, that is not its original name. I have captured a few extremely concealed seals on the sword body. If these seals are broken, it will regain its original appearance. Maybe you young people of your generation will not be able to recognize its original appearance, but I know. Its original name is not the Death Sword. It is called the Sovereign King Sword. Sovereign King? Su Yun's heart jumped. The Evil Sword Sect's treasure. Evil Sword Sect? What is that? I do not know, but I know that it is a sword created by an extremely strong evil realm being. I have fought with an evil realm being before, and he used this sword, but the evil realm being was unable to control the power of the sword, and after being defeated by me, he escaped with heavy injuries. In the process of escaping, because he was not strong enough, he was unable to maintain his state of mind, and was taken over by the Sovereign King Sword, and became a walking corpse, completely controlled by the sword. What? Su Yun was stunned. So strange? But why am I not being devoured? The reason why the Sovereign King Sword did not devour you is because for some reason, it was sealed by someone, so it did not display any terrifying power, and did not do anything to you. Once the seal is removed, this sword will be like an enemy or a friend to you in the future. It can help you kill any strong existence, but it will also devour you when you are weak and in danger. It is a 100% evil sword. As the saying goes, accompanying the Sovereign King is like accompanying a tiger. It is called the Sovereign King, but whether it is you or the Sovereign King depends on you. But come to think of it, to be able to seal the Sovereign King Sword, that person must be an important person. I wonder who he is. Crossfire Heaven Lord said, but he did not ask Su Yun how he obtained the sword. Su Yun lowered his head and pondered. No wonder, when he was searching for the Sovereign King Sword in the Evil Sword Sect, he heard from the Stone Lion that the Sovereign King Sword was kept in the sword sheath by the Sword Ancestor, but he never thought that the Death Sword was the Sovereign King. Like that, the Death Sword could become the Primal Sword, and its craftiness was reasonable. Senior, you said it can save me? What can I do to make it save me? How can I save myself? Su Yun asked. Very simple. I will remove the seal on the sword for you, and let its power once again appear in the world. With the power of the Sovereign King Sword, it is enough to fight against the Spirit Demon Emperor. Crossfire Heaven Lord said, but you are too weak. I am afraid that if you are not careful, you will be devoured by the Sovereign King Sword and be completely controlled by it, so you have to be extremely careful. Su Yun's face congealed. He frowned and did not say a word. Human, there is not much time left for us to establish a connection. You and I are fated. I am willing to help you this time, but as for whether you want to do it or not, that is your problem. You better think about it yourself. Crossfire Heaven Lord said, then closed his eyes, quietly waiting for Su Yun's reply. But not long later, Su Yun spoke up. Senior, remove the seal on the death sword. You are not afraid of being controlled by the Sovereign King sword? Crossfire Heaven Lord asked with his eyes wide open. Since I am going to die anyway, if I go all out, I might have a chance of survival. Su Yun took a deep breath and said, Are you sure? Yes. All right then. Crossfire Heaven Lord raised his hand and waved it gently. Since you are already sure, then do not regret your actions. Human, tell me your name. Su Yun, he said gently. In the next second, a wave of heat struck his face, causing his mind to be in a mess, his eyes darkening. When he opened his eyes again, the scene in front of him was no longer the immortal palace Flame Palace, and what replaced it was the broken and intense scene of Chin Creek's battlefield. In the air, a gigantic demonic green hand that covered the sky waved out. Yi Liao was not careful, and was struck by the big hand, falling to the ground, causing the ground to shake incessantly. Yi Liao crawled up with difficulty, but before he could stand up, he fell to the ground again. His chest was blood-red, his qi was weak, it was extremely miserable. On the other hand, Yuan Shaolin and Gu Qingwu were not in a good state either. The Spirit Demon Emperor fought the two of them easily, the two of them fought with their lives on the line, but it was difficult for them to touch him. Great demonic heart curse. Suddenly, the Spirit Demon Emperor bellowed, spitting out 13 weird words from his mouth. Following the spitting out of the words, the surroundings of the two of them suddenly exploded with many weird Great Spirit Demon images. They fiercely attacked the two of them, causing the two of them to be unprepared, and were in a difficult situation. Boom! Boom! Yuan Shaolin and Gu Qingwu were both struck, falling from the sky. Yuan Shaolin's chest was pierced through by one of the Great Spirit Demon images. His heart was struck, he was heavily injured, and was most likely dead. Master Yuan. The Chin Creek people all felt pain in their hearts, and anxiously rushed over. Seeing that, a few of them were in despair and sorrow, the helpless and bitter feeling surged in their hearts. The Spirit Demon Emperor had used such a method to defeat 3/4 stage Spirit Star Realm cultivators. His strength was evident. He soared into the sky, looking down at the masses of living beings. He was like a god. At that moment, who could stand shoulder to shoulder with him? He was the god of Chin Creek, the god of countless of living beings. His Majesty the Spirit Demon Emperor stands shoulder to shoulder with the heavens and earth, the Supreme Being eternal. Just then, an excited roar came out from below. In that moment, the roar exploded out like a tsunami. His Majesty the Spirit Demon Emperor stands shoulder to shoulder with the heavens and earth, the Supreme Being eternal. His Majesty the Spirit Demon Emperor stands shoulder to shoulder with the heavens and earth, the Supreme Being eternal. The group of spirit demons were all excited, their frantic shouts resonated out. Not only were they afraid of the Spirit Demon Emperor, they had a fanatical worship towards him. This was the worship of the weak towards the strong. The Spirit Demon Emperor was the strongest. Whoosh! Just then, a thunderous sound came out from the sky. Following that, a scarlet-red light tore through the dense spirit demon chi and scattered down. Chapter 312. Huh! The Spirit Demon Emperor who had sent Gu Qingwu flying raised his head to look at the sky. He had already sensed the strange smell. What kind of god is descending here? The Spirit Demon Emperor shouted. The blazing light aura became more and more intense, like the light of dawn. It shone down onto the ground, and in the next moment, a deep and resounding voice came crashing down from the sky. Master Spirit Demon Emperor, these people are all my juniors. Can you give me some face and not bother with them? Hearing that, the Chin Creek people were all confused. Yi Liao's eyes released a gold light, he muttered. Could it be that the masters are here? The masters? Who? The people beside him asked. They are naturally the masters that protect the sky martial continent. Although I have never seen them before, but to be able to make the spirit demon emperor so fearful, it must be the masters. Qin Creek is saved. Yi Liao secretly heaved a sigh of relief. But what he heard next made him unable to relax anymore. Who are you? The spirit demon emperor asked loudly. Crossfire, heavenly lord. A solemn voice with 30% might came out. Crossfire, heaven lord? The spirit demon emperor hesitated for a moment, then bellowed. This emperor has heard of your name, but I do not know of your relationship with the Qin Creek people. Heaven Lord, if you have the ability, then stand out and stop this emperor. If you do not have the ability, then do not interfere with this emperor. Today, this emperor will definitely make the Qin Creek people regret what they have done. They must receive the punishment this emperor bestows upon them. That means there is no way for us to discuss? Maybe we can talk about our martial strength. Spirit Demon Emperor, I wish to fight with you, but this is just a thought body of mine. My original body is not in the sky martial continent, so we cannot fight. Ha 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 ha, doesn't that mean you cannot stop this emperor? The Spirit Demon Emperor laughed out loud, then said, That is truly a pity, Heaven Lord, you can only watch as I destroy Qin Creek. With that, the Spirit Demon Emperor was about to take action. When the people of Qin Creek heard the Heaven Monarch's words, all of their hearts turned cold. Everyone felt as though they had fallen from the clouds to the bottom of the valley. Just a second ago, they thought that they had been saved and that there was an expert helping them. But in the next second, the expert said that he was unable to save them. This feeling of rising and falling was so stimulating that it nearly drove them crazy. Yi Liao's face was pale white. He looked at the scarlet light in the sky. His eyes were empty as he muttered, Does the heavens want my Qin Creek to die? Demon Emperor, although I can't fight you to my heart's content, there's someone who might be able to. Just then, the Crossfire Heavenly Lord spoke again. The demon sovereign frowned as he scanned the sky and asked, Who is it? Don't look up in the sky. That person is below you. Crossfire Heavenly Lord said. Lower body? The demon emperor was taken aback. Just then, a scarlet-red pillar of light shot down from the sky, straight towards the Qin Creek group, and forcefully smashed onto Su Yun, who was at the front. Or perhaps it was more appropriate to say that it shone onto the pitch-black sword in his hand. Whoosh! The death sword immediately trembled, as though electricity was flowing through its body. It trembled frantically, and flew up by itself. At the same time, a large number of pitch-black evil spirits rushed out of the death sword, revolving around the sword blade frantically, and a bizarre and supreme sword might spread out with the death sword as the center. Ah! The evil spirits all released miserable shriek. Su Yun stared blankly. All the evil spirits were actually evil spirits that the death sword had devoured. Such dense evil qi, such a terrifying evil spirit Su Yun. What's going on with the death sword? Why is it like that? Ling Qingyu, who was inside the sword sheath, was shocked, and shouted out. Qing'er walked to Su Yun's side, she looked at Su Yun, and gripped the sword in her hand even tighter. You're saying that this person can fight with me? The Spirit Demon Emperor looked at Su Yun, a look of disdain in between his brows. An ant dares to fight with me? Heaven Lord, if you were here personally, you might be able to exchange a few moves with me, but for him? Humph! Any one of my generals would be able to destroy him. With that said, a seven-headed little giant under the Spirit Demon Emperor rushed over. The seven-headed Spirit Demon General was a second-stage Spirit Star Realm cultivator, and was a terrifying existence that could unleash 7 mystical techniques at the same time. He landed on the ground, and with a boom, the ground cracked, and a thick and powerful aura rushed towards Su Yun. Seeing that the seven-headed Spirit Demon General was rushing over, Su Yun immediately jumped up and grabbed onto the death sword's hilt, wanting to pull it out to fight. But at that moment the death sword was like a huge mountain, immovable and unmoving. What's going on? Su-yun was stunned. How can a person be so fast? Removing the seal requires time. Damn. Then why are you mocking the spirit demon emperor? Why aren't you fighting for time to remove the seal? Su-yun asked in shock. Didn't I not speak for a long time? I suddenly wanted to find someone to talk to. You just need to persevere for a while. Removing the seal will be very fast. Crossfire Heaven Lord shouted. But just as he was speaking, the seven-headed spirit demon general had already rushed over. I'm too late. Su-yun's expression tensed up. He did not speak anymore. He anxiously retreated and pulled out the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword. Taking advantage of the fact that the heavenly crystal's power had not dissipated, I will fight with him. The immortal mystical scarlet blood sword was unleashed, the sword sheath trembled, and a large number of flying swords rushed out, forming a long tornado that flew towards the seven-headed spirit demon general. Unbreakable Vajra. Spirit demon turtle divine armor. Spirit demon laceration. Spirit demon palm. Sky spirit demon chi. Calamity and suffering. Rage roar. Just as Su-yun made his move, the seven-headed spirit demon general suddenly roared, every head shouting out a different mystical technique. In that moment, the seven-headed spirit demon general's body was enveloped by a gold and green spirit chi. The 1,000 swords clashed onto his body, releasing a series of clanking sounds. A large amount of sparks and profound spirit chi rippled out, but it did not break the seven-headed spirit demon general's body. The seven-headed spirit demon general did not blindly defend. Just as Su-yun was about to unleash his attack, a burst of spirit demon chi approached. Taking the chance when Su-yun was unprepared, it quickly transformed into a rope and wrapped around him. Then a few terrifying mystical techniques smashed onto his body. Su-yun's chest was heavily injured, his sternum collapsed, he spat out blood, he was instantly heavily injured and fell from the sky. The seven-headed spirit demon general was a second-stage spirit star realm cultivator. The spirit demon chi in his body was extremely dense. Even after unleashing 7 mystical techniques, he did not feel the slightest bit of exhaustion. Although he had relied on the heavenly crystal to forcefully raise his cultivation to the first stage of the spirit star realm, the opponent was still 1 stage higher than him. Don't think that just because it was 1 stage in the spirit star realm, 1 stage difference was like the difference between heaven and earth. Human, you dare to challenge our high and mighty master spirit demon emperor? You truly do not know death. Let me extract your 3 spiritual and 7 mortal souls, and transform it into my 8th head. The 7-headed spirit demon general's 7 heads roared at the same time, and then his 7 mouths started to chant the same mantra, and started to accumulate mystical techniques again. The 7-headed spirit demon general's strongest point was not that he could unleash 7 mystical techniques at the same time, but that his 7 heads could unleash the same mystical technique at the same time, and with the 7 heads working together, it was enough to kill Su-yun. Not good. Su-yun looked at the 7-headed spirit demon general in the sky with a serious expression. Just then, whoosh, the sword sheath released a burst of white light, and Ling Qingyu suddenly appeared beside Su-yun. Qingyu? Su-yun was startled. But seeing her raise her hand, her delicate face became serious. She scolded. Su-yun! Quick! With that said, a light aura flashed in her hand. Roar! The 7-headed spirit demon general roared in unison, his 7 mouths spitting out 7 rays of spirit demon light. The spirit demon light converged together and formed a gigantic light ball, fiercely smashing towards Su-yun. In that moment, all the Chin Creek people could clearly feel the terrifying destructive aura from the ball of light exploding out. But just as the spirit demon light was about to explode, Su-yun swung his arm, and a slender snow-white sword swung out, smashing towards the light ball like a bright moon. Whoosh! A strange scene appeared. the light ball was actually sliced into two by the white sword, and immediately dissipated. What? The seven-headed spirit demon general was shocked. What sword is that? The people below all had their eyes wide open. How can an ordinary person defend against the sword formed from my cultivation, obediently accept your death? Ling Qinyu snorted, then turned to Su Yun and said, "Quickly go and kill him." Su Yun nodded his head and turned to Qing who was not far away. "Qing protect her." With that said, he rushed towards the seven-headed spirit demon general. Qing was stunned. She looked at Ling Qinyu in a daze. What's going on? The contracted victory sword was brandished. Su Yun was like a god. He swung his arm frantically. The contracted victory sword was like an infinitely long whip, frantically slashing at the seven-headed spirit demon general. What surprised everyone was that the contracted victory sword seemed to be indestructible. No matter how much the spirit demon general activated his unbreakable Vajra, it was difficult to defend against the contracted victory sword, and was instantly slashed apart. What sword is that? Yi Liao looked at Su Yun, who was brandishing the sword whip in the sky, and asked in astonishment. That sword has such a dense swift wind spirit chi. It seems to be a sword completely formed from profound spirit chi. Yuan Shaolin, who was at the side, said. A few people's gazes were all focused on Ling Qinyu, who was beside Qing. Everyone saw that Su Yun's sword was actually pulled out from the lady's palm. Formless War God Seal. Just then, Su Yun bellowed, the sprite's shadow ring on his finger flashed, and a gigantic War God Seal descended from the sky, attacking the seven-headed spirit demon general. The seven-headed spirit demon general immediately activated his mystical technique to defend against the formless war god's attack, while Su Yun waved the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword and rushed towards the seven-headed spirit demon general. As the 1,000 swords closed in, the seven-headed spirit demon general became anxious. He took out a stone bowl from his storage ring and threw it at Su Yun. The stone bowl danced in the air and quickly became bigger. In a moment it became the size of a small mountain, and fiercely flew towards Su Yun. "I'll let you have a taste of my refining stone bowl's power. As long as you are suppressed by the stone bowl, I can instantly refine you into my food. Ha 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 ha." The seven-headed spirit demon general laughed out loud, as though the victor had been decided. But in the next second, a white light swept towards the refining stone bowl, causing it to shatter, and the sword chi to wreak havoc. What? The seven-headed spirit demon general was completely stunned. Even the refining stone bowl can shatter? How is that possible? But, just as he was in a daze, the formless war god's halberd suddenly smashed onto his broad back. Bang! The seven-headed spirit demon general's body trembled from the impact. Good chance! Su Yun's eyes flashed with a light aura. He raised the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword and controlled the 1,000 swords to slash at the seven-headed spirit demon general. Don't look down on me. Watch my strongest defense. Sacrificial spirit demon art. The seven-headed spirit beast general was forced into a dead end, so he used his trump card as well. His 7 heads chanted the same incantation again, and his 2 thick arms quickly moved, forming hand seals. In the blink of an eye, a gigantic demonic chi projection descended from the sky, completely isolating the 7-headed spirit beast general. The 1,000 swords struck the image, and were immediately repelled, unable to enter. Die! Just then, the 7-headed spirit demon general moved again. The gigantic spirit demon statue raised its hand, and actually grabbed onto a group of flying swords, and fiercely smashed towards Su Yun. Su Yun was startled. Su Yun, don't be afraid. Kill that asshole. In that moment of imminent peril, Ling Qinyu suddenly shouted. Hearing that, Su Yun did not dare hesitate. The monarch occult force in his body activated. The surging profound spirit chi surged out frantically. He held onto his sword tightly, staring at the 7-headed spirit demon general. He directly waved the contracted victory sword and slashed towards its head. Poochie! 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 Like a paper window, the sharp contracted victory sword cut through the spirit demon statue like a hot knife through butter, breaking through the 7-headed spirit demon general's defense, and directly chopped off its 7 heads. The entire Cheen Creek battlefield was silent. You're tuning in to the Phoenix Knights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.